I said count down, and instead you counted up,
He
and
does
didn't
this
give
every
me
other
go,
week.
and didn't even say what the trigger word would be. So I just feel like we need to sort this out.
Yeah, we
Griz.
need a uniform. 3, 2, 1,
The
live.
last 3 words were "all right, go." Oh, sorry, that's 2. The last 2
You-
words.
We need. You went 1 spunduli, like up to 6 spundulis.
You and I
Everybody
need
knows
to have a
6
conversation,
spondules
Griz.
is
After
the-
this episode's over, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, welcome to
Yeah,
tonight's
you're
session of
gonna talk.
Emoris.
With the president, the fucking
Yeah.
principal's office.
Grizz is
Before
fired,
we-
everyone.
Before we begin tonight's game, a couple quick announcements that I'm going to breeze through. First of all, this Sunday is the return, from now until forever, of the Lost Song of Fandelver. We're doing session 3 this Sunday, and we're returning every other Sunday until the end. So, we're going to be doing straight every week since there are no more holidays, which is fun. You should check it out, 'cause it's cool. Apart from that, Rhymes on Wednesday, which is also really cool. You should check it out. I hear they have fun things coming in that. Follow us on socials, you know what they are. That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I got one.
Okay.
Happy birthday to us. We turned 1
Mhm.
yesterday.
Mm.
And I just wanted to say a big thank you to all of our followers and subscribers. We love you. And the Patreon people. Can't forget to shout them out as well. So just a huge thank you to all of your support for your support and love. And we love you.
Yeah. I put this in the Discord server, I think earlier today. But we started this channel. This is the 1-year anniversary of our YouTube channel, and the first upload on that was session 2 of Emoris. We are here 1 year and 1 day later on Twitch for episode 52 of Emoris. So isn't that fun for
It
everyone?
is.
But anyways, that's it for announcements. Are you guys ready to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so previously on Emoris, the Silver Goats had travelled back to Rakrovi to spend the giving with your closest friends and family, following the destruction of Ernroot. He travelled here to buy some gifts, make sure that Madeline and her parasites were, handling each other okay. He did some research on the questions that had been pondering in the group for some time. As the day of the festival occurred, he spent the time rejoicing, seeing sights for everyone, except for Alakian, who, in his sort of scattered headspace, decided to retreat to the Shadowfell for some time, where the matron accepted him into her citadel and bestowed upon him a vision of a past life and a connective anchor to these lives in the form of a small blade known only as Feather Knife. Teleporting back to the group, he emerged to witness the last of the celebrations before you all rested, and the following day decided to teleport to the Mathan Bairn tribe for the next step of your journey, which was to, following some time here, travel to Half-Orc and talk to Councilman Urzog Duel about an item that he mentioned that you all may have a particular interest in, and that is where we left off. So, as you emerge into the sort of broad daylight and the kind of cold winds of the tribe, coming out of the tree that Thyra's home is in, you see the people hard at work in the repair of the home since the attack by the Scorched Rite. And immediately you take in the familiar but kind of distorted or altered surroundings of this home. The tree itself has remained where it was, not necessarily untouched by the flames, but unsignificantly damaged. But the structure of the settlement around seems to have changed slightly. Some houses and buildings have shifted into new places. It's a little hard to get a feel of exactly where you are now, because this was sort of a heavy spot near the tree where the things were burned down. But determined to see some familiar faces and ask questions that you need to. Silver Goats, what would you like to do?
Should we just send Jewel a quick message, let him know that we'll be on our way a little sooner than we had expected?
I can tell us something his way, eh? I will.
Let's
Oh.
see what he wants us to go.
I only have 2 more spell slots for sending, so if
I'll
you
handle this one. It's fine.
politely, please.
Of course, I send to a message, but like, idol, and let me just check. We're in Agies, headed north. We got a way to go quick. Where do you need us?
You send out the message. Response comes but a moment later. And the reply says, "Come in through the west gate. I will arrange for you to be picked up."
A few days, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Few days.
As you guys are standing around, sort of talking and casting the spell, you have attracted the attention of a couple people who are just sort of, working at rebuilding and ferrying things back and forth. And in doing so, you get Thyra a couple looks and a couple bows as people go on their way. You get the sense that your arrival has been noticed.
I will go up to, at this point I don't even care if I recognize them. The first person.
Sure. You go up and you find sort of a late 20s half-orc woman. You've seen her around a couple times, but not for a while. And as you do so, what do you say?
Where would I be able to find Kiva? Things are a little different than the last time.
The response comes and she's sort of kind of looking down a little bit, bowing her head. She says, "I believe that Kiva should be in the matriarch hut with the resting matriarch Ada and the rest of the elders. I could take you there if you'd like."
That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. And she puts down what she's doing and starts leading you guys through the tribe itself. Heading through here, the layout has changed slightly, but things are roughly in the same place as they were. You would know this, Thyra, growing up here. Everything was in its place for a reason. And although looking around, the surrounding forest seems to have been cut back significantly, that the tribe was placed there for a reason, and the trees will regrow and provide the same support that they did beforehand. So people didn't really want to change the area too much. Houses have shifted, and expansions have happened, and reductions in some places, but it's loosely the same structure that you remember. The other thing that you see going through is there are a couple more men than you remembered being here last. Not significantly. You see 1, 2 as you make your way down through here. Not any of the Brothers of the Lost that you remember, just new people.
Do they all seem to be half-orc, or are they of different races?
One of them appears to be an elven man, and the other one is a human. You do recognize the human as one of the people from Linjay who helped sort of house the people after the initial attack. Sort of a younger guy, just sort of like nods and keeps going at his work with the rest of the people. The elven guy you don't recognize, but you get the sense there has been slight influx of men into the tribe that are allowed to stay. It takes you maybe 15 minutes of walking before you find where the matriarch hut used to be is now not so much a tent, but more of a strong foundation of stone with sort of rising wooden planks coming out the top of it, surrounded by thick, heavy wooden logs. Not a finished building by any means, but it's a start. As the person sort of drops you off here and bows and starts heading back to go and do her work.
Thank you.
Of course.
What was your name?
My name is Rui. Your Highness.
That is still really weird.
I'm not calling you that ever.
And I'll walk in.
Okay. Walking in, you are greeted to the new site of this hut. Sort of a similar rectangular layout as before, although wider and slightly longer as well. There sits a large throne in the back, reminiscent of the one that you last saw with the body of your mother sitting in. But this one appears to be different at a quick glance. You see a long, sort of purple carpet that drapes all the way down from the front entrance into the throne, which is elevated a little bit. And on the carpet itself are these diamond-shape patterns that are somewhat reminiscent of the designs that your mother had on her face. These thick wooden, like structural support beams and heavy stone bases, and a more communal area than you last saw here. Surprisingly, there are a number of people in here who are just sitting and eating, talking to each other. Sitting at the back on the throne, you see your sister Oda with her short grey hair, sort of slumped and looking a little bit like tired. And standing behind her off to the side, Hiva and the remaining elders, minus one Cormac. As Oda clocks you coming into the chamber, you see her head sort of shoot upwards, and she straightens up and she gets up off the chair and starts running down towards you.
Yeah, I'll run up to her. I'll meet her halfway.
Yeah, you meet her halfway, and the arms come out in a big sort of bear hug fashion, as you guys are accustomed to. As you sort of pull back from her, she says, "Hi!"
Oh, you know, it's kind of short notice.
You
for
are
me.
obviously... I'm happy to see you come whenever you can. Where have you been?
Well, been to a lot of different planes. Are en route to Recrovy.
Wow. That sounds like a lot. Come on, let's, I'll go find your chair. And you see she walks up to the throne and sort of leaves you guys there. It's interesting to see. When your mother was matriarch, she would often, if she needed someone to come bring something, she'd flag them down and get them to come. Oda seems very eager to get up and run and find you guys chairs and bring them back one by one herself. And she does so. As you do, you see Kiva start walking up to you and sort of slowly in her elderly frame also hold her arms out and walk to give you a hug.
Yeah, I'll hug her back.
How are you doing, darling?
A lot better than when I left. We've
That's
got
great news.
a few leads and have a few questions before we have to head out again very soon.
Fantastic. Well, if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you.
Well, Free, what was that lady's name again?
General Hannon?
Does that name sound familiar?
You see the eyebrow kind of raise a little bit. I've spoken with General Hannon briefly in my time, but I'm not really much of a traveler to the Fae. I see you've been busy doing your research then.
That was an accidental find. The hag that traveled us before, she was banished here by General Hannon.
Right. Okay. That would sound like the stories that I've heard of her, so that makes sense. Are you attempting to travel there soon?
Well, I think the plan when we woke up this morning was to do that, but more information has come to light and something a little more pressing has come to fruition. But we do need to know. What is the trial to prove yourself to get through the portal? What do we have to do?
Well,
Is it a group activity? Is it individual?
it is more so. It's not a physical think it's more so a test of heart. You will be judged
Fuck.
by the guardians of the portal, and they will decide whether you are to go through or not. You will need to do this ritual eventually anyway, because being the matriarch you are, required to have some standing with the peoples of Shivanran. But,
Javon Ren.
Shivanran, it's the city that, it's not far from here.
So, in the stories of General Hannon, any mention of sun or her finding like a halfling body and holding it and preserving it?
You see her sort of smile, and a brief chuckle comes out under her breath.
Those are two wildly different questions.
Right. No, I haven't heard of anything like that. But I haven't been in contact with anyone from the Fae in probably a decade and a half, so it's been some time for me.
Well, we know, or we suspect that that's where Kev's body is being held, Siobhan Wren, and we're not sure if we'll be able to get in as outsiders.
Right. Well, you do have a slight advantage. And she sort of beckons over to Thyra. Our people and the peoples of Shivanran have been very closely linked for centuries. You will need to boast a good relationship with them, so they'll need to see you eventually.
That will go swimmingly.
Hey. You know, Wade, you're pretty lucky you met Tyra, actually.
Yeah, what are the odds that I would meet, you know, the one day queen of the people who's friends with the city that might have my friend?
And
I
that
said
you
like
might be
that.
from?
It's a little less lucky now that I think about it. The one main queen of the people that might have my friend, like that's a lot of ifs there.
I don't know. Wade, maybe we are destined to meet one way or the other.
Maybe we're siblings.
I don't.
You see the eyebrow on Kiva raise again. I
He
think
is
that
half
might be a
elf.
stretch.
He
I
is
don't-
half elf.
I don't really see the resemblance there, but maybe.
So, I mean, I don't see it either, but I don't know what... No, I do know what he looks like. Never mind. That would be a lie.
Kiva, I have a question for you.
Wade
Sure.
just looks like his mom, that's all.
You said you haven't been in contact with them in some time. Is your contact strictly like crossing the fold, so to speak? Or do you have other means of contacting them more directly?
They prefer to do things in person, as is their way. They're proud people, and they don't much like outsiders, but they're fond of us. We are protectors of nature. So, in theory, we could probably arrange a meeting ahead of time. That's what they like, but I haven't done so in a long time.
I'm wondering if we can send Hannon a message before we go to let them know that the new matriarch is coming for a meet and greet.
Do you have a time in which you would like to head over?
I don't know how long we will be in Hafordi for.
Well, I can always send Kiva back a message once we get there. Once Jewel speaks to us and we know how long we'll be there.
That's what I was going to suggest as well. Once we have a better idea of what we're getting ourselves into with Duel, I feel like it would probably be better off going from there instead of just taking a shot in the dark and hoping that we're right on time. Because if these are as proud of a people as I'm assuming they are, and as uppity as it seems, giving them a timeline and then not following through would probably not give us much favor in terms of keeping their kindness, so to speak.
And we also don't know how time moves in the Feywild. We know it moves extra slow in the Shadowfell. But when we were on the other, more outer planes, we were gone for almost 2 days, and it was only like half a day on the material plane.
Indeed.
Maybe it moves a little faster there.
They're closer related to us, like the Shadowfell is, right?
Mhm.
So I suspect it'd probably be similar.
If I'm not mistaken, the Shadowfell and the Feywild operate in the same sort of space as the material. I'm surprised to hear that the time moves differently there.
Yeah, it's like a day, and the Shadowfell is 3 days.
Well,
out here
I
on the
mean,
material plane, give or
the
take.
thing that we have to keep in mind is it's not necessarily that time moves slower. It's more that
We don't notice
the
it passing.
atmosphere doesn't change, and so there's not really a good gauge of time like there is here. There's not a sun, so you just kind of have to guess as to what time of day it is, and you're not necessarily always going to be accurate in what's going on.
Wasn't it also explained as us losing time because we couldn't see it the same way because we weren't from the plane?
I don't believe you ever got a formal explanation for it. You have a vague idea that time is wonky. Make a intelligence check for me. Anyone can do it because everyone's been there.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that. Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, just straight intelligence. Someone should have.
Natural 20 for
aided
23.
Hey, look at that.
Wait, why didn't I roll? Yeah.
Oh, you did better than I did.
That's the wrong one. Minus
That's
1
all
for
right.
that. 15.
So for Wade and Thyra, time is wonky. Alakin, you in particular have a better idea of it with your accustomedness to the Shadowfell and its nature. Time doesn't necessarily move differently. It is definitely harder to track, and there is something about the madness of the plane that seems to seep into your mind and allow you to forget things that you previously did not. This could have something to do with it.
Okay. Yeah, as I'm sure we can all remember too, the magics at play within the Shadowfell driving each of us mad on certain days.
Yeah, I remember when Wade got us locked up in prison just before the entire city collapsed?
Yeah. It's just between that and the fact that, like I said, there's not really anything to track the passage of time. It's not so much the fact that it moves slower or faster or anything else. It's just that you don't have a good gauge of how stuff works like you do here. Like we've got the sun and the moon here, but there it's just constantly just gray and black and not much change in the atmosphere. So I feel like it's probably just that. Kiva, do you know if the Feywild had something similar, or is it
Well,
relatively more tame?
in my experience, I have never stayed there for too long, but I've never noticed any succinct difference in time passage. I suppose you'll find out in due time.
Is there any like social greetings or norms we should know about so we don't offend nobody?
I think as long as you're just being your polite selves, you'll get along fine. You'll figure it out. Anyway, I really should get back to helping our
Here you go.
standing matriarch do some things, and you see Otto's kind of like eagerly listening into you, sort of somewhat refreshed at the change of pace.
Before you go, and I'll hand her the box. I know it's a day late, but happy giving. And I'll give her a box, and I'll give Otto a box.
Okay, they both take it. You see Otto kind of like smile at this, and then the smile drops. We didn't get anything for the given this year. I'm sorry, we've been so busy trying to repair things.
The best gift you can give is rebuilding the shrine.
And
you've
don't
been
worry
doing
about
that-
it. Wade forgot like 6 people's
What?
presents for like 6 people.
No,
Will-
no.
We all
I
talked
will-
about it behind his back.
Look,
I'll make
this
sure that we get you things in
this-
future. I'm so sorry.
tinderbox has been through me through everything. And all my
I don't
adventures.
want to give them something.
I'm gonna
I-
take the tinderbox from Wade.
I didn't
Anyway.
expect anything from you guys.
They take the boxes and they open it, and you can describe what is inside of each of them.
So I gotta find the right page. Inside Otto's is a silver painted bear with 2 like little flecks of diamond eyes.
She sort
Set in
of
a nice
holds it up, and then that's beautiful.
and then out
It's on the throne next to her.
and then the outside of the box, like the others in Druidic, on the top has her name. And then the front has, instead of silvered goat, says Martin Bairn. You know. And then around the other 3 sides, it says, look to the stars and you'll always find those you love.
Yeah.
And Kiva's is a gray eagle with pinkish opal eyes. And the top has her name, Mountain Bairn, and then around the outside, eagles soar to spread their wings and protect their flock, is what her box says.
You see she takes that and sort of stares at it, and her older, like, crooked smile comes back, and she puts it back and closes it and sets it down right next to the throne. And sort of turns to you. That is very beautiful, dear. Thank you. Have you managed to turn into an eagle yet?
I start
Not
raising my
yet.
hand.
But he can. He's
Very
turned me into-
good.
I can make eagles, but I have not been able to turn into one yet.
Well, I'm very proud of you, young man. And I'm sure you'll get there soon, Thor. I can tell you're getting stronger.
Shucks.
Kiva, do you, how close do you think you could get us to the capital of Gaseri? 40?
Ooh. Well, I've never been there before. I could put you on the north side of Aegis, but I'm not much of a desert traveler myself, so not far off the border, perhaps.
How much travel
that?
would that cut?
Well, it would depend on what your travel method is. Can I see a map?
I'll pull out my map.
Okay,
and
so
show it to her.
you guys are currently right about there, down at the bottom, just above the G. She points and puts herself right there, just below the border. So for
That would
you,
cut off a significant time.
that's just underneath the mountain range. You would probably cut off 3.5 days travel from that. You'd get there in maybe 4, if you were rocking it.
Yeah, we're gonna rock it.
You think either later today or tonight, after everything has settled down, you could give us a lift there? Cut off a couple of days' travel for us?
Of course. Anything to help.
Thank you very much. Where is Cormac?
He is probably out hunting.
Insight check.
I
I
was
was
gonna
gonna
say
say,
I would do
the
the
same
same.
thing. 'cause
Yes.
Sure. Everyone
This
roll an
was
insight check because
conversation
none of
here.
you none of
Crit.
you trust this woman who has never lied to you
6.
once.
No. I trust her. I
It's-
don't trust
I
what
don't
he's
trust
hunting.
Cormac.
Free
Good,
did it
22.
because of the conversation she had with her about Cormac.
Sure,
Yep.
sure.
22
21.
from me.
Good roll, Wade. Lakin got a 22.
12. Gosh darn it.
15.
Oh, 15. Izzy, did you roll?
Oh, I didn't roll. I rolled physically because my brain went dead. I got a 6.
Sure, that works.
Yeah. I
So
wasn't expecting to grab my die.
Thyra, you've known Kiva for a long time. Something is clearly more to this than she's letting on. Alakian and Wade, you get the sense she's not lying. She's probably out hunting, but her initial reaction suggests that this is a subject that she wasn't expecting to be talking about, and probably is a little uncomfortable at this point in time.
Fair enough.
So, if there's anything else I could help you with, just let me know.
How fresh are the kills that he brings back?
Very fresh. He gets a couple every day.
Well, if you see him,
I
Send
could send
him
him a
in his-
message.
if you see him, tell him to bring one of them my way.
I will do that if I see him. You guys, particularly you, Thyra and Free, catch Oda like rolling her eyes a little bit in the chair.
Where can I find the other two pipsqueaks?
Oh right, Breeder. If she's not training, she's probably out doing something. Ask around, you'll find Isolde. She's been making quite the name for herself.
In a good way, I hope.
She's a people's champion recently.
Oh no.
I'll
It's
have
nothing
to
like
find
that.
out more about that.
She's just been a big help, that's all.
So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time casting Animal Messenger.
Sure.
I'm gonna send one to Brita and one to Isolde and let them know that I am home for a little while.
Okay. So you do that.
For a couple hours.
And what else would you like to do in the day?
I want to go back to the tree, but I don't know what anybody else wants to do.
I to talk to Kiva a little bit actually. At some
Okay.
point, whenever she is not super busy. Whenever that
Sure.
is before we leave.
So Kiva will teleport you guys today if you want her to.
Mhm.
So you can find some time before that if you would like
Yeah.
to talk to her. Yep. Anyone else?
I want to talk to Kiva as well.
Perfect. So you two can talk to Kiva today.
Izzy is technically a knight sworn to service to Thyra, technically. That is sort of how she began her journey as a paladin. So she's gonna walk around trying to do knight things, but she doesn't know what a knight does. So she's gonna walk
Sure.
around, just be a knightly.
So you
help people some
basically
stuff.
just
I'll help
follow
some people.
Thyra around for most of the time, and then she, points you in the direction of a couple people that need help, and you go and help.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I do knight things. I
Anything
do
you,
ask
Free?
Thyra, what does a knight do besides hit people with swords and stuff?
I don't know. I'm a matriarch, not a knight. But you can spend some time with Riley. She's supposed to be guarding the family. I guess that's a knightly job.
I guess I'm going to go hang out with your ex.
That
Great.
sounds like a lovely time.
Or is it
Tree.
an ex? Fine, I'll train with... Right? I don't know. One of the night things, and I leave to the village and help people stuff.
Sure.
Tree, I think you might have some interest at the tree with me.
Me?
Sure, I'll tag along.
No, not me.
I mean, you can come too.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna do
really
night
planning-
things. Like, look shiny. I don't know what knights do. Like, they're just pricks in my sort of. Yeah, it's fine.
So, Wade and Free are going to the tree. Oh, sorry, Thyra and Free are going to the tree. Wade and Lakin, you can tag along if you want to, and talk to Kiva later, or you can go and do it now. It's up to you.
Tag along for now.
Oh, I'll go talk to Kiva now, I guess.
Okie dokie. So Wade, Thyra... Sorry, I keep doing that. Thyra, Free, and Lakian go to the tree.
Yep.
What are you doing in the tree?
AISSING.
I assume this has to do with a certain dispel.
It does.
Oh fuck! I wish I was there. But I'm
Oh,
doing night things. God damn it!
She offered you the chance.
Didn't know what it was.
I've been thinking about what that little bit of piece of paper said. As much as I like how cut the way he is, I kind of want to know what he is, what it is. Maybe it's not a he at all.
I mean, if they're actually a person, yeah, I think returning them to normal would be a nice thing to do.
I
And if they're not so nice, at least there's 3 of us here.
Wait. Oh my god. I'll wait and see. I have a theory now.
So, you make your way back to the tree. If you'd like to look for Pout Pat, I would like an investigation check from someone.
Yeah. I'm
I'll
good at
help.
those.
So-
I'm good
Yeah,
at
I'll
those.
help.
With
But I don't
advantage,
wanna
Alakian.
roll.
Okay. First roll is a 10 total. The second roll is a 10 total.
It takes you a fair amount of time to find Pout Pout. You last saw him in the kitchen where you left him. And the house is empty, but it's a big house, and you have to spend some time looking for a fish that seemingly just was picked up and moved somewhere. Doesn't really leave tracks as a fish. So you spend maybe 30 minutes looking for him before eventually you find him in Isolde's room, sitting on a shelf underneath a window. Sort of just swimming there, gently, like floating.
You know, in retrospect, I should have just used locate object to find his tank.
You know, that's probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, but you know what they say about hindsight.
It's 50-50.
Yep, exactly.
Alright.
As we're walking through that 30 minutes, because now Thyra has control over what the tree looks like on the inside, these orange Gerber daisies just start popping up everywhere as she walks through the tree.
Sure thing.
Well, I can spend about 10 minutes and I can cast Speak with Animals and see if he wants to be turned back into what it originally was.
Haven't we gotten the idea that he's not exactly all there from the past conversations you've had, or am I mistaken?
I just think he is
a
fish
very
now, so his
he is a very
intelligence-
intelligent being. You should have heard the conversations we've had.
Alright. I'll take your word for it. He's a goldfish.
He's
So-
a beta.
You cast Speak with Animals.
Yes.
Okay, you spend the 10 minutes to cast Speak with Animals. And after it's done, you open your eyes and rise again. You look towards Pout Pout, sitting there.
How you doing there, Pout Pout?
I like it here.
Would you like to know what else you are?
What?
I think you're something else. Do you want to know what it is?
Elves.
Elves.
Elves?
Isn't that what you just said, elves?
Kind of blinks one fish eye and then the other fish eye. There's sort of a moment of silence. I like it here.
He thinks he's an elf, and he needs to be turned back.
Would you like to give it a shot?
Yeah. I'm gonna take a couple of steps back in case it's, I don't know.
I don't want to scoop him out of there, but at the same time, I feel bad if it explodes outward and gets like glass all over the place. But I guess, you know,
I'm gonna.
I'd rather be back to normal.
Does his water look clean? Like, I mean, I'm sure his olds take care of him.
It does. She's taken very good care of him.
I'm gonna take out my vial, my empty vial with gold. I'm gonna dip it in there, take out some of his water, fork it, put it back in my component pouch, take the bowl, and put it on the floor.
Okay.
All right, get behind me.
All right. Steps around.
I
peeking
honestly, I have to say
Yeah.
this. I wish I had counterspell because it would be hilarious.
If only Wade were there.
And I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on the fish.
And you're casting this at 3rd level.
Yes, I only have a 3rd.
Go ahead and roll a wisdom check for me.
Wisdom check. 23.
23.
Damn.
Shit.
You hold out your hand, and in this space, this is a place of home that is surrounded in nature. It is everywhere around you, and your power is so comfortable and regular here. You flex your fingers outwards, and you feel these arcane strands just begin to snake out of your palm and begin to wrap around the form of the fish. And as it does so, you see it start to glow ever so faintly with this light. As the fish sort of emanates in this bright white before it gets bigger and bigger and bigger to the
Is
point
it a
where
slightly bigger fish?
the body is pushing against the glass of the bowl that
I feel so bad.
until it's about human-sized. As the light fades, you see the form of a humanoid person. Long, sort of dark, reddish-brown hair. Kind of not so well-dressed, kind of a little bit revealing, with these two slight, like 1.5 to 2 inch horns protruding from the head, and these thick, red, leathery wings that outstretch from the back, along with a thin, forked tail.
Uh-oh.
How was a succubus? Or
You watch as the woman that is on the floor sort of looks around and blinks and shakes her head, and bits of water just go all over the place. As she stands up and sort of straightens herself. That was very unpleasant.
You always told me you liked it here.
Oh, yes. I don't know that I did. Who are you?
I will hold out my hand. I am Thyra. I am the matriarch of this tribe, and I am the one who released you from that.
You see her sort of hold out her hand like this for you to hold it, and she sort of raises an eyebrow. A matriarch, you say? That is interesting.
Oh.
And where is this tribe?
You're in it. So here?
I meant geographically, darling.
Isabel is currently throwing like cantrips in the sky, like her paladin cantrips, because they're pretty for children to look at. That's what he's doing instead of fighting a succubus.
Yep.
Doing night shit.
You're in Aegis right now? And what are you? I kind of look at Free, and I look at it, and it doesn't quite look the same. But it looks more like what was in Olivia.
You see her sort of grab your hand in hers, and she looks kind of like deep into your eyes, and she says, "My dear, I'm the best time you'll have. Why don't you go ahead and make for me, Thyra, a wisdom saving throw?"
Okay, those
Doing night shit.
14.
14. You see the eyes flash in this beautiful orange color. She is the best time that you could have. She's beautiful.
Did Free notice this? Because
Yeah, you both noticed it.
Can she grab her and cast a spell magic on Thyra?
Sure, if you would like to. Let me think. This is not a spell. At third level,
Magical effect?
I'd say yeah. I'm thinking about the DC for this. I would say this is probably at third level or below if I were to convert this. So you go ahead and
She has to cast it at 4th because that's the only spell slot she has left.
Oh, perfect then. Yeah, you grab Thyra and sort of put your own energy into her, and Thyra, your eyes blink back as you watch as she. Disappointing. You are
Especially since
interesting,
there's-
though.
Especially since there are two of us.
She sort of looks over at Free, sort of goes out and tries to reach a little bit, like gently, slowly. Do you let her?
Oh, no. Free steps back.
I figured as much. She pulls the hand back.
Don't touch me.
I saw enough anyway. So, to what do I owe the pleasure of you dispelling me?
Well, there was a hag. We didn't like the hag. The hag turned you into a fish. So we made you not a fish anymore.
And the hag is... where?
Dead twice.
Oh,
Yes.
Twice. Twice now.
wonderful. That is nice. Well,
What was
I
your
know-
name?
Mind my asking, how did you become acquainted with this hag? Out of curiosity?
both of you make persuasion checks.
Oh, fuck me.
How, we're in the middle of this room, the Free
19 for me. Equa.
Screw it. Free's just gonna cast message. I don't care if she hears.
Okay, who are you sending a message to?
She's sending a message to Wade and being like, "Help, that's a devil. Help me."
Oh, this is sending?
Yeah, sending.
Gotcha.
It can cross planes, but I don't know if it makes it. You roll that, so.
Yeah, she hears you do this and sort of cocks an eyebrow, but doesn't stop you, doesn't interfere.
You hear in your head a spit take. And- I'm on my way.
Izzy is currently giving piggyback rides because she's just like, this is kind of fun actually.
Sure.
She's having doing
You
night
see-
shit.
You see the figure sort of look around. Well, there's nowhere to sit. Why don't you go and get me a chair, darling? And she talks to you, Alakian.
I'm going to quickly cast Protection from Evil and Good on myself.
She scoffs at this.
And I'm just going to say, I think not. I'd rather stay here and make sure these fine ladies don't fall under your influence.
Let me go.
Shall we say?
And Free is gonna leave the room because she needs to leave the room.
Yeah, she in the meantime looks around and sort of clocks Isolde's bed, which is a small, like, single bed, and just rolls her eyes, walks back and lies back down on it, sort of stretching out as hard as she can.
Wow, you're a bit thirsty, aren't you?
Oh, you could say that.
Hold on. No, I don't have it. Aw, damn
Wait.
it.
Oh
I
god.
don't have it prepared.
Were you gonna do what I think you were gonna do?
Yes.
I'm gonna
probably.
uncork the fucking decanter.
You go to reach for the decanter, and it's gone.
God
It's not
damn
there.
it.
I didn't prepare create water today.
She
Alright. So I
she-
see you like to steal things as well.
Oh, me? I'm
Yes,
afraid I
you.
haven't done anything yet. I've just laid back on this bed.
Insight check.
Check.
Make insight checks.
See, where was that when I needed to list? 22.
17.
Yeah, you both get the sense that she's telling the truth. Alakin, the last place that you saw the decanter was in the vented baths.
Fuck.
One
All
of
right.
Izzy's friends stole it.
Yep.
Yes.
That's fine.
So,
That's fine. I don't care.
My boys
How
and girls.
how did you and the hug make an acquaintance?
Oh, well, I sought her out, of course. She was supposed to be one of the more powerful ones on this godforsaken plane, so I found her.
What did you want from her? I mean, she obviously turned you into a fish.
Well,
So it
I
didn't go
wanted
well.
her to turn me into something that would help disguise me from the gaze of those who have been longing for me for quite some time. She did so, but in her own particular way, I suppose.
Okay, that was a good joke. Who was she hiding you from?
From my betrothed.
Does this betrothed
Oh,
have a
no.
name?
He does. I don't know if you really want to hear it, but if you insist.
Knowledge is power, right?
I believe you may have heard of him in passing. His name is Grast.
Do I know that name?
I was gonna say, do I know that name?
Both of you make history checks.
Another 22. You said it was Grath?
10.
Grast. Graz apostrophe
Cover that in
ZT.
night school.
And Thyra, you have heard of him. This is a demon prince of the Nine Hells.
I figured. We're gonna
In
be
fact,
acquainted with all of them.
you, Thyra, know exactly what he's about. He is all about seduction, essentially. Having things that he wants. She continues, now getting into the whole of her backstory, saying, I fled from him because, well, he wouldn't let me have what I wanted, and why should I let him have what he does? So I ran, met up with a group of imbeciles, traveled back to this material plane, and when my relationship with them fell through, I decided to retreat to find a different disguise. That's how I met your friend. The dead one.
Twice. So this group, whatever his name is, the demon prince, we've encountered a few devils. Would he be the kind to want to make a unsavory organization here on this plane to feed his own wills?
Well, he probably would if he didn't have competition already.
Oh yeah,
I don't
we
think
know.
that he's really that interested in trying to cheat the market. Plus, no one really knows about the cakery back home anyway, so...
So the cakery
Why?
is run by devils, but devils don't know that it exists? Or
Oh,
the
I'm sure they
demons
have
don't know it?
some idea. My dear, don't mistake devils for demons, they are quite different. I'm sure they have some idea, but they don't know exactly who runs it or where it is. That's the whole point of it. It's made from a group of refugees who were fleeing from the Nine Hells in the first place.
And if you knew where it was and who ran it,
Of course I
Wait.
do.
what would you do?
Hang on. You said it was started by refugees in the first place.
Well, I wouldn't really call them refugees. They were more so just tired of the way things were back home. You know, it's not the nicest of places, and they decided that the indulgences of humankind were a little bit more savory than those back in the Nine Hells.
Alright, that I can understand that. We've been there before.
Of course, devils aren't really permitted that well to come here. There are wars to be fought back home, I'm sure you know. So they are deserters, perhaps? Wouldn't want them to get caught, would we? Why, you seem to know an awful lot about this particular organization. Oh, it's the
Brennan.
friend, the tiefling with the scars, isn't it?
Actually, no, it is a man we met in Keijo and a woman that he had.
She's going to roll insight on that. I dropped my dice.
Even though it's a head.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking solid. She she pulls off an air of being fairly intelligent, and you see her sort of smirk a little bit. Right. What was his name?
Mr. Gaines?
Never heard of him.
I guess he'd be small potatoes in your line, I guess.
Either that, or he's just recent. I have been a fish for quite some time. So, the tiefling, she, I assume, used to belong to them. When was she imprisoned?
You'd have to ask her.
He doesn't like to talk about it much, considering how much of a sore subject that it is, as I'm sure that you're well aware of.
Oh, not for people, no. If you ask me, they get off easy. You see, at the cakery they make deals with people. People sign their souls away for a reason. They get something in return.
Or they sign away somebody else's soul.
Well, I suppose you could in theory if you were that person's guardian. And they were too young to make a decision for themselves. Oh, this is lovely. I see what's going on here. Who was it, the mother or father?
You'd have to ask her.
I think I might. And she starts to get up off the bed.
Before we go down
can-
this road,
Oh.
what is your name? 'Cause I don't think we caught that either.
We've only asked like 3 times.
Right, and if you've asked 3 times, you'll know that I'm not giving it for a reason. I like to protect my sense of anonymity, and I will have to probably find a new form of disguise now. We'll see.
Well, I'll tell you what. What are your plans now that you're not a fish? What do you
Oh.
intend to do?
Well, first things first, I'd like to talk to the pretty little woman outside.
After
He's
that,
probably not outside anymore.
I suppose I'll find her some way. After that... Well, aren't you the queen of something here?
That doesn't mean I'm going to let you go after her.
Still, I think I might take a look around here.
You're
See the
welcome to this
sights.
room.
I can go anywhere I'd like.
Teaching kids how to throw a punch. Going through an entire character arc, but learn to love kids.
Wait, it's about this time that you would come back from staying in the hut the longer, hit the house and walk in.
Do I see anybody?
Free just went downstairs or wherever the main door is to wait while listening for anything coming from Isolde's room. So yes,
Cool.
Free would be there.
Hey, Pout is a demon, devil. What'd you say?
Devil, some sort. Tried to do something to Thyra. I had to get out of there for a minute. Too
Oh
similar.
yeah. Any association to
I
know?
have no idea. I think we should get back there, though. You didn't...
Okay.
Fudge, I don't have any spells left to message Izzy, unfortunately.
What's our plan here? Are we gonna dispatch of it? Cause
I was gonna see what Thyra and the others are doing, and hopefully not violence, but I don't know.
right.
Start another forest fire in the tribe.
Right?
Yeah. No fire magic. If we do. Okay.
It's not gonna work anyway. She's probably immune, like Agatha.
Okay.
So you two are heading back into the room?
Yes.
Okay, you guys head back into the room as she is kind of looking to walk past Thyra, and then stops as she sees you both come in. Sees you come in, sees
I
Wade.
step between them to block
Okay.
her path to free.
You block her path to free, and she looks at Wade. Who is this strapping young man?
Hey, Nigel Thornberry, nice to meet you.
Well, it is nice to meet you. And Wade, you see the eyes flash orange. Go ahead and make a wisdom save for me.
God damn it.
Stop bringing.
Damn, I forgot
can't.
to cast. I forgot to say it. I was gonna cast Protection from Good and Evil on myself on the way here.
One of the
no.
kids
16.
scraped their
It-
knee.
it
I'm helping
Does
them
not
patch it
matter.
up.
You see the eyes flash orange, and you kind of just stare back a little confused at what she's trying to do, and she... No. Wow.
I don't
You
know.
were the main attraction anyway. And she looks back to you, Free. So, why didn't you tell me about Mommy or Daddy?
What?
Aren't they the ones who sent you to your... little... confinement? How long were you in there for?
Oh, okay. Are you related to this whole problem?
That depends on, when you
Please-
came in and when you came out.
She's the
19 years
betrothed of
ago.
the Demon King, Prince. Demon
Oh,
Prince.
lovely. Not the one that Tiamat wants dead, right?
Nope. Not
When
that
I
one.
say
She-
betrothed, I do mean one of many betrothed to him. He has many people at his disposal, so I'm not
Tiamat
special.
wants a Demon Prince disposed of.
Oh, does she? That would probably be Zariel, correct?
Yeah.
That would be correct, yeah. That would be a valid assumption.
Well, I could have figured that. So much drama up in the upper layers. So,
19 years ago.
19 years free or 19 years captive?
19 years ago was when...
And how long have you been free for?
half a year. Not even.
Oh, remarkable. They normally catch people by then.
We took care of the last one.
Who was it?
Agatha.
Always hated that bitch. Well, that is charming. Do let me know if you're going back there. I would so like to see it fall. And from your recollection, I believe I was there when you were brought in. But I certainly wasn't there when you left.
What do you have against
What
the
disguise could she
organization?
have used, I wonder?
What disguise could I have used from what? From the cakery? Oh, they turned me into a fish.
No. Oh, so you were running.
Did the
Never mind.
cakery turned you into a fish?
No,
Not
the
the
hag
hag?
turned me into a fish.
No.
The
you
cakery just
didn't
expelled
look like
me.
this when you were there.
Oh,
Oh.
It's not that I've seen.
No, I was in a human form, but it was some time ago. You probably wouldn't even remember me.
okay. Pout pout. So, you want to see the cake refall? We're gonna need
Well, I wouldn't
names,
mind it.
locations, supply
Well,
chains.
why would I give you that? You should already know them all.
Why would I know them all?
Because she only escaped half a year ago. Why, have you not been telling them things? Oh, there's drama here too. You should really be open with people.
It's not a
Not everybody
priority
like-
right now.
Well,
Climbing
I'll go
trees.
first then. So, it's run by a group called the Masters. The one that you really want is Master Gravile, I believe. He should still be in charge. You'll find his
Well,
office on the
sounds-
3rd floor. Take him out, and I'm sure that they won't be returning, since he is perhaps a little more sought after in the upper rings of hell. He was the one who
But-
orchestrated their little runaway.
What about all of the contracts they made? How do we get rid of them? All of them.
Oh, they're in a vault somewhere. They tend to move it around throughout the building on a day-to-day basis so that no one can find it. But it's probably in one of the offices.
The easiest way to get rid of them is to set them all on fire.
Not the devils, but the contracts, yes. I should warn you, though. It's not all devils in there.
What else is in there?
Well, one of the masters, Gregory, he's a Baelor. That's a type of demon. You see, they both sort of fled the reaches of the war, so there is sort of an alignment there. But it is tenuous. If you could break them up, I'm sure you might get one of them on your side.
Any of them susceptible to cold damage?
To cold damage? Probably a couple. I mean, there are a whole smattering of different devils in there. For example, Gregory is an Amnesu. It's quite the difficult one to kill. I do wish you luck in that. Oh, if you want to get on his nerves, Amnesus have the tendency to modify memories. They're a little bit finicky like that. But if you want to get on his nerves, enrage him, he's got a whole bunch of supplies in his office, little trinkets and things that he's purchased and found in various places. Start destroying them.
Oh, that is my specialty. Oh, that's gotta be a good fucking time.
Sort of
Oh,
turns
yeah.
to you and gives you like an up and down. Interesting. If you weren't sitting behind that shield. Anyway.
I wink
Please.
back at her.
I think this cakery sounds like a feast when we're done.
Okay.
I say in my head to Cole. Sorry.
You get a gentle chuckle from Cole. But not much else. So, any other questions?
Third floor. Fire will break all of the contracts. What about ones that aren't in the vault?
Well, I suppose that they'd be held by the owners of the people.
Is
They're
there a way
scattered all
to
over the place.
Is there a way to destroy them without finding each individual owner?
You'll have a hard time doing that. See, they aren't able to be destroyed by normal means. You'll have to do something magical towards them. But I'm sure that you have quite the potential.
Well, we destroyed one.
Oh, delightful.
She thought so too.
Well,
So, why is it that you want to see this organization fall? What do you have against them now?
well, they exiled me, of course. Not really for a good reason. It was more of an accident. But because of that, I had my protection there, and obviously they're shielded from the wandering eyes of the Nine Hells in that particular building. Because they exiled me, I had to find a new disguise for myself. Hence the hag, hence the fish.
What do you plan on doing now?
That's a good question. Your lovely queen asked me that already. I think I'll have a look around.
I have a proposition for you.
We devils do love making deals.
If you leave this plane, I can send you to a different one where you might have a little bit more success in hiding from the people that you are running from. If you can give me an idea as to what that might be.
My dear, there is a reason that we have come to this plane, I, being the person that I am, require matters of the flesh to satiate me. It's very hard to find those on elemental planes and planes of chaos and order.
There's some
Kinda
place
has
that
a
you had
point.
in mind here specifically.
Well, if you would satiate me just a little, perhaps I could do something in return for you. More than I've already done, which is quite a lot. Consider that as payment for returning me from fish.
Yeah,
Let's see
this
who
is
I
so
choose.
tempting.
You look nice. As she looks towards Free. I'm sure you've been with many of us
Polymorph.
before, but I assure you,
Fish.
none like me.
Yes.
Are you doing it?
Turning her back into Pow Pow.
What save is that?
That's a wisdom, I believe.
Charisma, isn't it?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Saving
Wisdom?
throw.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She turns back into
Oh.
a fish and begins on the ground as the water is now pretty much gone or melted into the floor.
Quick, get some water.
This
I don't have any means to get. I'm gonna
Nearest
call
bath.
her. Yeah, I'm gonna take her into the bath and just throw her in his old bathtub
okay.
for now.
You just pick her up and yeet the fish a little bit.
Eat the
Fish.
fish.
It goes into the bath, no problem.
That's only gonna last for an hour. Can't make it permanent.
She's
Alright,
going to
so
be
in the
very
meantime-
angry.
Thought she is. I'm gonna ritually cast Animal Messenger while those three talk to send a message to Izzy about finding succubus in the fish.
Gosh darn it.
Fuck.
So Animal Messenger isn't instant. Izzy, you'll get it in some time.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, Izzy could keep her distracted for the rest of eternity.
I mean,
I mean, I could just fucking eat her, like literally.
Oh yeah, that works.
So Izzy could
I-
probably be back
you know,
there.
I could, Cole only got a small meal this morning. Could eat her.
Oh god, what happens if a parasite eats a creature that's polymorphed?
It turns back into whatever it was.
But it's
then what
already in her stomach.
It's already
Fish.
inside. Well, it's been absorbed by the parasite. That's a question.
Hmm.
I have nothing above a level 2 spell left because I used it all in messages today.
I can. It's not a beast, so I cannot dominate it. But I have quite a few spells I could use, but none are really.
You could dominate beast in fish form.
I could, but I don't know how
I
well dominating
also-
fish.
There's two things that I have as suggestions here. The first one, I'm sure none of you are going to like very much, but if she can help us in the way that she is saying that she can, it might be worth our effort to try and appease her at least a little bit. Because if we are actually intending to completely tear down the cakery from the inside out, then we're going to need all the help that we could get. Especially if all of these people are as powerful as she's saying they are.
She's
You
not
know-
walking around my tribe.
But what
That's
she's
fine.
asking for? Not a
I understand
chance.
exactly what she's asking for. I'm not oblivious to that fact.
She doesn't strike me as the type that's gonna stick her neck out.
What I'm saying is, if we can find some way to disguise her in the same way that the hag did, and offer that as a payment and a reward for her assisting us, then that might not be a bad idea. I
When-
understand that
Oh,
I
God.
understand your relationship with everything that's going on Free. I understand that. And I understand your feelings towards this being. But she could be a very valuable resource in destroying that entire fucking complex.
But
But
the
we
thing
have
is,
to
we
have to
want
make sure that we can.
destructive power. We need to get every single one of those people out before we do anything.
I understand that. But from the way that she's talking, it sounds like she has very intimate knowledge of the ins and outs of everything that goes on there.
She
So
can't be
she might
trusted,
be able
right?
to help us with getting those people out so we can actually do what we need to do.
She said she used to be a member of them. The only reason she wants revenge is because they kicked her out. Let's say she has the opportunity to save the day from a few adventures trying to burn the place down and free all the people there. That might be her way back in. She might betray us. I don't think we can trust her.
You can't
also
fully
said
trust
that she was-
anyone.
There are those that you can trust more than others. This is not one that you can necessarily trust. We would have to know why they kicked her out. I mean, if they
Equa.
kicked her, they could have kicked her out for the same reason she was hiding. They wanted to get the demon prince off their backs.
Equa, would I know much as far as deals and devils, as far as actually holding up to what they say entirely or breaking shit?
Sure, I
Breaking
mean,
their word?
you've had experience with devils in the past. Free is a big purveyor of this, and Free, you would know this. Devils, when they make deals, are not like hags. They stick to them to the letter, because a deal to a devil is binding, completely.
Mhm.
Hags are deliberate tricksters. They will make a deal with you, and they'll fuck you over in the end because it's funny or because it benefits them. If you make a deal with a devil, they'll stick to it. The cost is high, but they'll stick to it.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. I understand that taking her from her word is not going to get us anywhere. But with the way history has shown, if we can make a deal for information or help or both, then we are more than likely going to get what we ask for, as long as we have an actual deal and a binding one at that.
I don't know anybody who can make her a permanent fish.
I don't think she wants to be a permanent fish so much as it would be
Well, I mean,
changing her into...
we can't keep turning her into something that'll hide her from what the reason she went to the hag in the first place.
As a note here, she did mention that the caker itself is shielded from the eyes of devils.
Yes.
So
Does that
anything that you
include
do there,
demons?
Divination magic.
you would get the sense that extraplanar scrying in, and possibly even scrying in on this plane, would be difficult. Anything that you do there will not be noticed on the Nine Howls or whatever, but she said that if you kill the Amnesu, that they'll know, because the Amnesu will pop back up into hell, which is what happened with Agatha.
And that
Out
would
of
be
character
gravel.
question.
I can't remember how to pronounce his name anymore. The
Out
one
of
that's
character
in charge.
question. Do we still have that collar? Or no?
Thyra had it last. I don't think you have it, do you?
Oh, she chucked it into the swamp. That's right.
Wait, what color? Oh!
Shawnee.
No, I didn't chuck it. I pretended to chuck it, but I didn't.
Doesn't that have a thing against divination magic, or is that reverse? Or I think in reverse.
You could track someone down using if you had the contract.
Let me pull up. You guys don't know exactly how it works.
No,
So
but I can't remember whether because I remember Aspen spent a great deal of time with it.
yes,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah,
I
yeah.
was.
You did know this part. The owner can track the wearer.
Okay.
If you have the contract,
But there's
you
not
can
really
track it.
protection from anything one way or the other.
It's hard to say.
Okay.
Would have to be able to protect her from any kind of scrying eyes. That might be something I don't know if we can do here, but that is actually a closer possibility here. I know there are a few that can scry. It's not that hard. I've read a couple of things. I haven't gotten that powerful yet, but
Do you think Kiva might have an idea of things we might be able to do? As far as protection from scrying?
she's probably one of the most powerful ones here.
It's about this time that you guys hear the door downstairs opening and shutting. Izzy, you enter the house.
I fucking tear upstairs. Fucking
Sure.
sword drawn. Go in. There's nothing. I'll be like,
Hi,
it's the prank. What the fuck is going on? Is the devil? It's a devil?
In the bathtub is a fish currently.
Equa, how far from the matriarch hut are we right now?
You guys are about a 20-minute walk.
So if I full sprint to the matriarch hut.
You could maybe get there in 10 minutes, talk to Kiva, 10 minutes to get back. You'd probably get back just before the polymorph ends, because it's taken a while for Izzy to get here too.
Okay.
But Kiva ain't gonna run, so...
Oh, I know Kiva won't run, but I could at least get a general idea and then relay a message.
Sure.
Okay.
I do just want to note that I've taken out the rod that Izzy gave me, and I've been sitting there with my feet in the tub or whatever, and just kind of casting. Well, not trying to catch it purposely, like taunting with bait, and then whenever the fish gets kind of close, like,
Make an animal handling check, Wade.
almost had it.
Damn it.
21.
Oh, wait.
21. Yeah, the fish is trying to chase after the rod, but after the bait, but can't. Make another one for me. As you see Marcel, your flying monkey, just leaning over real quick and starting
Oh
to.
no.
Damn it.
Oh no.
I am going to dominate Beast, the fucking monkey.
Good call.
You would, if you had time. But because of Wade's animal handling check, as he goes, no, the monkey just looks back and grabs the fish and pulls it out of the water. And then you cast Dominate Beast as he's holding the fish and just turns to you.
Don't eat it. Put it back.
And drops it back in the water.
I was about to punch that monkey
Punch
in the back
monkey.
of the skull.
Alright, so free a set of spell slots. Just in case, Izzy, I'd rather you save yours.
Aye.
So, my idea,
Mhm.
I can fucking haul ass and go to the matriarch hut.
Wait,
find
wait,
Kiva,
wait.
and talk.
Wait,
Okay,
wait.
I'm waiting.
I have a thing. Let me see if it requires attunement. It doesn't. If it's yes, use a raven call. And if it's no, use a finch call. And I hand him my staff of bird calls.
Sure.
Because I'm pretty sure I should be able to hear it from wherever he is.
I can also just do thaumaturgy for that.
This way we're not just projecting it to everybody.
Alright, that's fair.
Also, if Kiva deems it a danger, she could always fly back here. We've seen her do before.
Right.
Alright.
So, Alekin, you take
Back.
the staff and you dip and you run to Kiva.
Yup.
We'll speed things up. You reach Kiva and you ask her about what exactly.
Ask her if she knows of any way to make a item or object or something like that that can protect from divination magic.
Kiva replies to you. Her Arcana is pretty good. She says, well, you could line the walls of whatever it is you're holding in lead. That tends to prevent from divination. From a magical means, I don't have it. But if you give me enough time, number of weeks, I could probably arrange for something like that. Although we're in a little bit of a state here, I don't think it's really worth it to do that now. Why? What did you do?
Not something that I did, but just did something that your matriarch did, and set loose a succubus inside the house. We had that fish that was in Otto's room that we brought with us.
In his old room.
Turns out, in Isolde's room, turns out it was a succubus that the hag that we killed decided would be a great joke to leave as a fish.
Eva picks up her staff that's just sort of leaning on the wall and just starts walking out of the matriarch hut.
It is
Not saying a word.
I'll follow her out for a little bit.
You follow her
currently-
outside, and as you get outside, she just
Alright,
and flies straight to the matriarch's house.
I'm going to ask
while away-
Wade.
Yeah.
Hang on.
You
I want
can
to
go
ask
first.
Wade. I want to ask Wade. Just before the spell fades, let me know so I can protect myself from this fucking thing. Fuck you, fish. I liked you.
We'll do.
Great.
So
I'm
before he gets back, we're definitely not working with this thing, right?
I don't think we should. I think we should kill it personally, but I'm not sure if we're able to. I don't want to do it inside of Titus' house.
I know Free's been kind of against the killing thing, but technically, when we kill it, it doesn't die, right? It just goes back to the hells.
Yeah, we already I made a deal with the devil already, and it wasn't a great deal.
You know, if it's just going to come back, what's the point of killing it? If it's just going to come back madder
If we
than ever?
kill it, it gets sent to the 9 hells, or 9 hells, and then its husband will be like, oh, there you're back, and grab her. No, I feel bad about doing it.
I don't know how easy it is for them to come back. I literally don't know if it's easy or difficult or what.
With what I got on... No, that was just on the name. Would I know how easy it would be to get back? Equa?
From the 9 hells.
Yeah, with what I rolled earlier. The history check I rolled earlier. Or do you want me to roll again? I can just roll again.
Go ahead and roll again.
It's a 12. It's not as good as it was earlier, but it's a 12.
Hard to say. Actually, I lied. I didn't have to keep a sketch that sheet up. Instead of her changing into an animal, she will just walk up to a nearby tree, put the staff on it, and just drag down, and she'll disappear straight through it, and you can follow
Yeah,
her.
I was
I'll
if you like.
follow
I was
her
gonna say, why
through.
doesn't she just...
So
Why doesn't she just...
she gets
I'll
there a
follow
little
her through.
easier. This is not transport via plants, so you can still go
okay.
tonight. This is tree
Okay.
stride.
Yeah.
Can I still follow her through it or no?
You can, absolutely. And you pop out of the tree. So as you guys are having this conversation, you hear...
I
She
brought
walks
guest.
comes through the door. You see Kiva coming up with the staff, looking around. Where is
As
it?
much...
The tub.
Fish. I point at it with my sword.
As
She
much
looks
as
at
I would
it.
love that snack, I would rather it not be more pissed off when it does eventually come back.
You watch as she brings up the staff, turns to Thyra, and whack! Straight on the top of the head. Why did you do that, you stupid child?
How was I supposed to know it was a devil?
To be
Just
fair,
let your sister have her fish. You're lucky she's not in here right now. Move. She
can
walks
you
over
make
to
it
the thing.
permanently a fish
Does
again?
anyone know banishment by any chance? I don't think there's any clerics or other guards here, right?
I can
don't
shift.
know yet.
I'll shift it away, but I can't do anything tonight. Then if I do that,
We could wait for the morning. It's fine.
Just get rid of
Actually,
it. Get rid of it.
I could do that with the amulet, can't I? Equa?
yeah, you can cast plane shift on another creature.
I've got another means of doing that. And I'll pull out my amulet thing.
Oh,
I
good.
can do this on another creature.
Are you familiar with the Nine Hells?
Indeed, I am.
Then
Yes,
send it
yes.
back there. I was going to send it to the water plane.
I could do that too.
No, send it
No.
to the Nine Hells.
I'm gonna hit the lake again. No, 9 hells. Send it to Tiamat's cage.
All
I
right.
can't get out that way.
I will then stick my hand into the water.
But
touch
you know,
the
like,
fish.
this is the time to make your deal with it.
Can we not, please?
Let's.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
Fine.
with 3 on this
I
one.
was merely making an offer. It wasn't an end all be all. Hey, this is what we're going to do.
At
So,
least until now, we have the ability to send it away.
indeed.
So, as a note here, Alakian,
Mhm.
you and up to 8 willing creatures can go, or you can use the spell to banish an unwilling creature, so you can use it on the fish and the fish alone.
Yep.
You guys have to be sure that you're doing this, so are we all in agreement to send the fish back to the Nine Hells?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Okay.
hold on to that concentration throughout the entire time, so it's a fish in the 9 hells.
We're
So,
gonna get picked up by an imp and then bit. It's gonna turn to a succubus, and then imp's gonna have a really bad day.
first things first, Alakian, make your intelligence check to see if you can cast the spell.
Okay. I have a
Enhanced ability?
question.
You can
Yeah.
enhance ability.
I
Yeah.
give him a thumbs up.
Are you casting it there, or am I casting it?
I can cast it.
All right. If you could, that'd be great. So we'll do that. And then
I don't know
I
why
will-
it did temporary hit points, but whatever.
I will guidance myself for
Okay.
just extra stuff. Okay, intelligence check. First one. It's a 9. Second one is okay, that's a 16.
Okay. So you get to cast the spell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't need to make a melee spell attack because it's just a fish. So it's gonna roll a charisma saving throw.
Using
To
the
see-
fish's charisma.
Because it's a polymorph.
This is true. There are no stats for a fish, so I'm gonna give it a -3 to this. It rolled a 10, so that's a 7, so it fails. Alakian, roll D100.
That's not true. There is a Quipper stat that is a -4 for charisma.
It's not that.
Okay. I was also curious. I looked up
Okay.
fish 5e.
38.
Holy shit!
38. You touch the fish and it's gone.
Oh, I thought that was something else.
No.
I thought you rolled a 38 like intelligence check because I wasn't paying attention. So I was like, how the fuck did you do that?
You know that she's gonna be pissed off if she gets back here.
We can banish her back to 9 house again,
Or we could kill her.
or we
Fine,
can kill
when
her.
She's not in my home.
Right, that was a big thing I was worried about. It was like I don't want to kill her in your house.
Oh, I owe my sister a fish.
I mean, I got Wade's of new fishing rod.
Yeah, we just swap
Oh,
it
shit.
out. She'll never notice the difference.
I think she'll notice a difference. But is that your youngest sister?
Yeah, she's the spitting image of me.
Well, I was climbing trees. I was hanging out with a bunch of kids that are pretty great. And then a fucking fox ran up to me with a little letter in his mouth, and it was just like, pouch of devil.
So, the rest of you, as you're all standing around here, banishing this creature to somewhere, you watch as Kiva, seeing the fish go, turns around and walks up to you, Thyra, and puts the quarterstaff right in your face and gives you like a really, really stern look, and she's about to say something, and then bonk straight on top of the head again.
All right,
Morning,
Kiva.
Joe.
She didn't know. None of us knew. It's not like we had foresight into what the fuck was happening.
You know, it's fine. You got yourself out of the situation. Don't let it happen again.
Okay.
You know,
Question.
I can't make that promise.
Can I see that your quarterstaff just for a minute? I'll give it back, I promise.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
Speaking of, can I have mine back?
Oh, yes, and I'll hand her the
18.
staff back.
She gingerly and hesitantly gives you the quarterstaff.
I bonk Thyra on the head with it. And I give it back
Hey!
to Kiva.
I'm gonna punch Izzy in the face.
Right!
Oh, God.
You
damn it.
summoned a demon in your sister's bedroom.
Yeah, well, you keep trying to pull your brother out of my head every day.
I don't try to do that. I just try to just come and talk to him. You can punch me. All right, do it.
13. Probably
Misses.
doesn't hit.
Nope, 17.
You're lucky
Kiva-
you're not supposed to punch.
And Kiva takes the staff back, puts her head in her hands, and sighs very deeply. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to take our break there. When we come back, we'll have conversations with Kiva, and we'll catch up with the rest of the family. And then you guys will probably teleport away.
Oh, we should probably tell Kiva about the thing in your brain.
I think I just did.
Yeah, let's say she kind of just did.
Well, it's just that you try to get my brother out of my head, my head all the time. It could be that. That's
So-
a lot of things.
We're going to end the first half there. We're back here in 10 to 15 minutes, so go pee and get snacks and whatever. We'll be back here soon to continue. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye. So much better. Welcome back, everyone.
Griz learned his one job.
So, we return in Isolde's bedroom. Kiva is there with the rest of you, as Izzy and Thyra are half tussling on the floor. What do you want to do?
Oh, I wanted to talk to Kiva.
Okay.
You permitted the term "kiss me." That's nice.
Yes, I did.
Okay. Sorry, chat thing. Before Kiva leaves, I'll just kind of. Kiva, I was actually looking for you, before the whole thing went down. I had a question. Since you know so much about the Feywild, I was going through some of my belongings while I was doing the gift givings and things. And I came across this old note I found. And I think it might be, I don't know, it was in the hag's hut that we told you about. And she was trying to get back to the Feywild. And it seems like this is like a list or something. I don't quite have the pieces. Do you know what the hold on, and he takes out the note. What? This is probably something we already talked about and I forgot. Do you know what Life Giver Way is?
At the mention of the name, Kiva's sort of silent aggression towards Thyra kind of ceases for a second, and she turns to you, a little puzzled. She says, "I've heard of the place. It's not particularly well known to anyone outside of those in communication with the higher-ups in Shavanaran, so if you would have asked anybody else, you'd probably have gotten a no. But I am aware of the existence of the Life Giver Way. This is for...
Getting my friend back from the Feywild. I thought it might be important. The hag was looking into this thing, and she was trying to get back to the Feywild, so it seems like it might be something we're
Right. Yes, the life giveaway is in the dead brush jungle, just to the west of Half-orc. Um, there is, I believe, a portal there to the Fae. But of course, it's very hard to find because it's in the middle of the jungle, and they do a very good job of camouflaging their bridges, as it were. So yes, I'm aware of where it is. Maybe you'll get to use it someday, with permission from them.
And you know, what happens when those without permission use it?
Normally you get killed.
Right. Okay. That was it. So life giveaway is a passage, you're saying?
It's a portal, dear.
Portal.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
It's a location of it anyway. It's a place, but yes. Right. And I believe you had something to say to me?
I do, but I was hoping to do it a little bit more privacy if possible at some point.
Of course. Yes. Well, I should be back on my way then. Did you message your sisters?
I did.
Make sure that when they come, they should be coming soon. There are no more extraplanar entities that are quite so strong as that one in the building, please.
I can't make that promise either.
She holds up the staff again and sort of presses it in the middle of your collarbones. Lyra.
You know I'm not going to make a promise I can't keep.
She turns to
But this
you.
one is well tucked away, I promise.
She turns to Free. Should you need me for anything like that, do message me quickly.
I can't today.
I'm
Um,
sure
One
one
more
of you
time.
will be able to.
But yes, of course.
Right. She turns and starts to leave. So, you guys wait around for a little bit, and within the hour, Isolde comes home, flanked by Riley. So you can catch them on the stairs. Riley just sort of sits back and has her arms folded and smiles as Isolde runs up and hugs you. Isolde is notably a little bit more happy, friendly than she was before. And Riley perhaps more disheveled than you're used to seeing her. As Isolde runs up and hugs you and says, "So, where have you been?"
Been a lot of. Dara kind of kneels, goes down onto one knee, and you can really see when they're actually the same height, like how much they look alike. You know, if Thyra were an actual half-orc sized. Well, I've been a lot of places, dear. How have you been here? Keeping Riley in a state, I see.
Yeah, well, she's been staying here since, everything happened, just so we could have someone to help, take care of us and be there for support and things. But I don't think she can keep up with us, especially not me. You see Riley sort of chuckles at that, and says, "She's been running around a lot. She's been helping people quite a bit. She'll make quite the princess one day."
Well, that's
And
good.
Isolde sort of smiles.
That's good. We'll need all the help we need. Keep all of the people happy.
Did you find the red man?
Not yet, but we have a lead. But we're not going to talk about that right now. I brought you a present. And I'll hold out her box, which has a small I gotta look it up again. Yeah, it's a small black bear with the ruby eyes in the same box, same kind of box. Hers actually around it says the heart of the bear will give you courage to persevere, which actually, kind of works with how she's been doing.
Oh yeah. She smiles and she takes it out and she looks at it a little bit and then sort of sits off on the stairway and starts to play with it a little bit.
I do
She's
have to tell you something though that you might not like.
okay.
You know that fish that you were taking care of?
Yeah, Pout.
Well, it isn't really a fish.
What
And
do
we
you
had
mean?
to get rid of it. It was a devil.
You see her eyes and her face just sink a little bit. She liked that fish a lot. She's like, oh,
I know Pot was the best. And I can't say that I can replace him. But and she takes out her owlbear earrings. And she goes, I can't promise you an owlbear, but a very dear friend gave these to me, and they're from another dear friend. And I'll need someone to take care of them as we're looking for the red man. And I will give them to her as well.
hey, thanks.
I know it's not the same, but I don't have any more living animals to give you.
That's
Unless
okay.
Unless you can convince Marcel to stay here.
Who's Marcel?
Oh no.
Point over it! Wait, it's Monkey!
Thyro points back and where he's just sort of standing there, and the monkey is kind of like hanging or like leaning out from underneath of the hat, sitting on the shoulder, and you see her eyes, which were kind of down, just are light, like really wide. And she runs up to you, Wade, and sort of sits there and stares up at the monkey. Can I play with him?
Sure. Yeah. Careful though. Sometimes it does fling feces.
Okay. And she holds out her hand, and Marcel just like looks back at you and starts shrinking off to her, and she runs up to her room and closes the door.
That monkey
Uh-huh.
is gonna destroy that room.
You're not getting that monkey back.
And I'll stand up after seeing Isolde run off, and I didn't forget about you, Riley. I got something for you too. And hers is a red bear with sapphire eyes. And around the box has her name, and it says, "Walls will fall, but can always be rebuilt."
She takes a good look at the box and pulls out the bear, and that is very sweet. Thank you, Thyra.
You're welcome. I thought it was something that, I don't know, maybe you could use.
Yeah. This is like a
I didn't-
moment of you two like kind of staring at each other for a second.
I mean, you've been family my whole life as much as my sisters have, so couldn't leave you out.
Well, that's sweet. I don't know about that. I still don't know where Breeder went.
Well, if she's anything like I was, she'll come around.
Yeah, she's a lot like you in more ways than you know. But oh well, I should make sure she's not killing that monkey or otherwise.
Thank you for keeping her safe.
Yeah, least I could do.
Sarah will
She-
give her like an awkward hug.
Yeah, she like goes to move past you, and then you like hold out your arms. And she's like, oh, she like holds out her arms, and you guys do an awkward hug, and she pulls back, and
I make hard eye
Walks up.
contact with Free. It's like, should we leave?
you hear her open the door, and she goes, "It's sold," and you just hear this, and then she shuts the door.
So Thyra's she's gonna kind of look, she's like, even to her, that was kind of awkward, but it reminds her that something was shoved in her backpack. And she's gonna take out and try, like, find what Shawnee shoved in there.
Okay, sure. You pull it out, and it's like a plank of wood, about that wide and very thin. And on it is a number of small carvings of animals that you recognize. There's an alligator, a raven, a bear, all the figurines that you gave to everyone, including a dolphin for Asmin, and then underneath, in very, very bad druidic, are the names of them. And then underneath of that spells silvered goats very poorly. So you can hang that up somewhere when you retire or something, I don't know.
He's coming along very well.
So,
Carvings are cute.
Alakian, you go and find Kiva.
Okay.
What would you like to ask her?
I'm assuming somewhere private or like private conversation is. So I have a few questions for you that you may or may not have answers to, but I figured you might be the best person to ask in the first place.
Okay.
Reincarnation. What do you know of and or about it, if anything?
It's only believed in certain religions. It's not believed for everyone. Being druids, we like to think in some form of reincarnation. Either you come back as the world around you, or a baby doe, or a deer, or a pool of water, or something like that. I'm sure people of your particular kin would probably believe in becoming another person, but not much from that. I'm afraid me and the Raven Queen are not particularly acquainted with each other, so.
To understand that. That's understandable. Well, one thing that I have come to know within the last few months, specifically the last couple of days, is I have lived multiple lives in the past. However, I have no recollection of any of them within much detail. That brings me to my second question. The Raven Queen has tasked me with finding what is often referred to as the feather knife, given that it is, from what I'm gathering and interpreting, related to my reincarnations and also as a segment of her power. And if I can't find this knife, then something bad is likely to happen. So I was wondering if you had any kind of information or any place that I could look to try and find information or somebody to talk to that might have something to share.
Such shit tonight, you guys. She sort of gives you a sympathetic look, and says, if you've lived so many lives, that could be a blessing or a curse, I think, depending on your viewpoint. I've never heard of the item myself, but if it were me, I would try and go back to where it all started. You know, wherever your first life was, or even this one. Where'd you come from?
Fuck, where did I come from? I can't remember off the top of my head. It's been too long.
You came from the mountain range. I'll just say it out loud because it doesn't really matter. You came from the mountain range up here, and then you moved down to Arash, which is like right there.
Well, I was born in a mountain range, over near Casco, but I left there some time ago, as that was I was not very welcome there. I'll just leave it at that. And so I haven't been back in quite some time, and I'm definitely not the person I was when I left.
Well, maybe that's a good thing then. I would recommend perhaps searching around there, seeing if you have any friends who might know anything about it. They say that we're drawn to the things that will matter to us in life, so you know, have a think about it. I'm sure your friends will tag along
Thank you, Kiva.
anytime. So, Alakian wraps up with Kiva. As the day ticks on, you guys get to about 9 or 10 in the evening. And Kiva returns to the group, saying that she is ready to depart. You have not seen Breeder yet, so you can choose to wait around in the hopes that she comes to see you, or you can just go.
No, as it was like getting dark, I would have used ritually cast animal messenger again to send her another message that said, "May get to the tree now."
Okay. Roll intimidation check for me.
13.
13.
I had a +5 and I got a 13. That's on par.
The time goes by, and there is no sign of Breeder when Kiva comes.
Then I'll just leave her present in her room and she can regret it later.
Fair enough. So, you meet up with Kiva outside of the tree that you have your house in. She meets up with you all. Are you ready to go?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing before we go.
Sure.
Dad is a coward. I don't know what Mom saw in him.
You see her smile comes back. Well, shall we leave?
Not just yet. Hold on. I'm gonna knock on the door.
The door of the tree?
The door of the whatever Isold's room.
Oh, sure.
I want my monkey.
Yeah. You knock on the door and you hear this. The door opens like a crack and she looks up at you.
Hey, Marcel needs to go home now. It's getting kind of late.
Yeah. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So,
why don't you wait here and I will go get him. She closes the
Okay.
door.
But you are gonna get... Oh, okay.
There's a couple moments pass before you hear footsteps coming in, and the door opens a little bit wider than before, and you see Riley holding the monkey by the scruff of the neck, just sort of dangling there. Hey, wait. Here you go.
Can I kind of like inspect the monkey and make sure this is the real Marcel?
Yeah, make an
A lot of
investigation check.
druids in this society.
Insight check a monkey to see if
Insight
it's
check
actually
a
a monkey.
9.
Oh,
Appears to be monkey.
Marcel, do the dance.
Make an animal handling check. You watch as he like looks at you, and then starts climbing down your shoulder onto the ground, and sort of sits there for a moment. And you back up a couple feet, and he starts dancing a little bit in the way that you've taught him.
Okay, I didn't teach him that. That's weird. So is this...
I don't know what happened. Maybe that was the way that it was before you got him.
Okay, learning new things every day. Me and Marcel and I... Marcel's actually, he's one of my most trusted gator hunting partners. Maybe, now that he's coming back with me, we can go out into the swamps, find you a baby gator. How would you like that?
He just sort of looks at you and tilts the head.
Okay.
Scrambles
This
up
is
your shoulder
awkward.
again and just sits.
No, I'm not talking to the monkey, I'm talking to your soul. Oh my god.
Oh, she's in the room.
Oh.
You don't see her. You're talking to Riley.
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait, what?
You're talking to Riley.
I thought I was talking to your soul.
No, you're talking to
God,
Riley
I
now.
just realized what my
What?
thought process was.
I'm just so confused now.
You're talking to Riley, who is the big half-orc woman who
Yes,
Thyra may or may not have had a thing with.
I just
And
thought
she
I was
brought
talking-
out
I thought I was talking
she brought
to
out
your soul.
Marcel and dropped him, and then shut the door behind her, and she's just standing in the door.
Fine, keep the damn monkey. Alright, bye Marcel. I loved you.
Wait, aren't you gonna take him?
You were my only friend in this world. Since Kev left my head.
What? Take him, come on. And she
No.
picks him up and,
It's okay,
and
get out of here, you stupid monkey.
she like unzips your pack and puts him in.
No. I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna leave the bag. I'm just gonna leave Marcel there. I'll say to Marcel, you want to stay here with your soul in there, or do you want to go on deadly adventures with me?
Marcel kind of shakes his head and just walks up to you and then climbs up you.
Okay. I knock on the door. You sold? I'm gonna get you a nice baby gator. Okay? I'll come back someday with baby gator. You're gonna love it.
There's no response from inside the room.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, so you turn around and start walking down to the outside of the tree, where you meet up with Kiva and the rest of them. As you do so, and Kiva starts getting ready to prep the spell, you feel Marcel leave your shoulder and just kind of mosey his way over to Thyra. Thyra, you feel Marcel sort of like hop on your shoulder and then look around to the front of you and grab your tusks and start swinging from your tusks and just holding there.
this monkey didn't like me a day ago.
Yeah, I'm a little confused right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I think. Oh god. Hi, Marcel. Don't drink from. You're a monkey. What am I talking to a monkey for? I don't speak animal.
It's
Can I
asked-
inside check?
Yeah.
the animal?
He's just
Yeah,
staring.
inside check the monkey if you want. It's fine.
21. Because this monkey did not like me.
Uh,
What's going on?
the monkey looks a little skinny, a little scrawnier. And also, you notice as you look closely to it, the monkey's shape kind of just like quivers a little bit sometimes.
Zold, you're not coming with us? And I kind of take the monkey off of my tusks. But I'll bring you something back.
Put the monkey down and you feel the monkey go.
That was a very good try, though.
Where's the real monkey?
Alright, it's here. And Riley pulls out her backpack and opens it, and Marcel's head pops
Oh
through.
my god.
Let's take my little sister on a deadly adventure.
We were just joking around. She would have never gone.
I was
I
very
highly doubt
confused.
that.
That was strange.
Oh dear. Things to look out for. Alright.
This actually makes me feel a
You
lot
know what?
better because I
I
thought
haven't seen Breda all night. Everybody, check your packs.
I looked through my bag. Do I find anything weird?
any weird
Is there an
animals.
animal in our bag?
I'm gonna do something that I haven't done yet. I'm gonna take the bag of holding I bought and turn it inside out.
Okay.
Oh,
Is there
Turn it
anything
inside
inside of
out?
it? Yeah.
Nope.
Alright. Just checking that.
I
I don't know
don't
what
have
else.
anything where I can, like...
None of you find anything new there.
Thank goodness this was all a ruse because I thought Isolde was just heartbroken that I was taking Marcel back, and I was conflicted in several ways.
Isolde? Is Isolde still there, or is she still in monkey form?
She's still there in monkey form. You and Thyra, you recognize this immediately. She's starting to get the hang of wild shape, but it's very tenuous. It's not holding very well, and she's struggling to maintain the form.
Give her a bonk, Kiva.
I don't want to do that.
She tried to run away. Give her a bonk.
Turns to Riley. Was she going to run away? No, of course not.
Insight check.
Make an
I saw
insight
those
check.
eyes dart away.
Natural 20 for Isabel for
That's a
21.
13.
She wasn't going to run away. You get the sense there may or may not have been a prank involved here, but she wasn't going to run off with you guys.
I'm going to kneel down in front of Monkey Isolde. Isolde, can I speak to you person to person instead of person to monkey?
You see her form just like shake her head a little bit, and then this kind of like ooh, sound comes up, and she looks
Take a
kind of
step back.
panicked, and then she's back to regular Isolde, kind of panting on the ground, sitting there.
How
I
old is
pat her
Isolde
on the
again?
head, very proud.
How old is Isolde, by the way?
Isolde's like 12, 13 years old. She's not crazy old.
Isolde, you're a kid. And I know you want to go out and see the world. But until your sister says you can, you have to stay here. I know it sucks, so I need to do something very important for me, alright?
I wasn't gonna run away.
I know,
I
but
really just wanted to be the monkey for a while.
I need you to do a favor for me while we're gone.
Eh.
I need you to make Otto's life miserable. I need you to be an annoying little sister. Hush. And when Tara gets back, I need you to same for her. Alright?
Okay. I'm
Can
on
I do
it.
that?
Yeah.
Very good. I'm gonna pat her on the back and give her a point of healing to let her get her energy.
Yeah, she regains a little bit of vigor from that. She's not even a level 1 character. She just has started to develop the wild shape.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna give her a hug and said, that was really good. I liked it. Gives me ideas for things I can do to aid.
I'll keep working on it.
Take care of everybody for me.
Okay. And with that, Kiva like gives a little cough.
All right, should we be going then?
I think we
Think
should.
so? Hey?
She'll turn around and she flips the staff and puts the point against the tree and just pulls it down. In a similar fashion to tree stride that you saw earlier, Alakian, but this one appears to be a little more powerful, and instead of the same atmosphere, instead, when the doorway opens in the tree, this kind of... There is a lull in the sort of cold breeze that is ever perforating the tribe down at the south here. As it is less cold, still a little bit. And Kiva just... Right, let's go.
Go on through.
Walk through.
Ever takes one more like deep breath, just to, like get it, just smell it all in before she walks.
You'll walk through and emerge into a sort of rocky and hilly atmosphere. The night has started to come, so it is dark. But you can see around. You are essentially in not the wilds, but you're in an unoccupied area here. You see on the north side of you the start of an upper climb into a very prevalent but smaller mountain range. The grassland that you're standing on is ever perforated with these like jutting rocks and boulders. Grass that is kind of a little bit yellowed in some places. And the air is cold, but not as cold as it was where you left. Kiva sort of stands around and says, "So, how are you getting to your destination?"
About what time of night is it, Nico, by the way?
It's like 10 at night-ish.
Okay. I'll pull out the whistle. Got... Well, the plan is to use this whistle and summon a rock that will take us to where we need to go.
I am familiar with the creature. I have seen it once before.
Indeed.
So, as long as I know that you're all going to be safe, go ahead and bring him over here, and I'll leave when you leave.
Well, safe is...
Tentative word.
Yeah, we'll be doing today's other shit, but we'll be alright.
Of course.
So, I'll go ahead and...
You blow the whistle. No sound comes out. And as you do so, blowing on this whistle, you pull it back and you feel around the outsides of it, and where you had put in the force from blowing on it, there are now cracks in the side. This is your last use of the thing, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And a few moments go by before you hear the familiar sound of the... Kiva just nods and puts the staff to the tree. Well, good luck, and I hope to see you soon.
Thank you again, Kiva.
Here's one.
Thank you.
Get that god a monkey.
I'd rather not.
Perhaps a second fit, she's gone.
The tree opens up and she walks back, and so it gives you a smile and a nod. Thyra steps back out of it, and then
We'll call it gonna be good berries until we'll end.
I suppose so. So be it. So the rock comes down in familiar fashion, the beating wings sort of making you all kind of stutter, and it's hard to maintain a good footing here on this unfamiliar ground. But you see the gargantuan form of the beast just flutter down and sort of hover, and then put its head down to greet you, Alakian, and the rest of your group.
I'll just say out loud, I know this is the last time you'll be helping us. I would like you to take us to Half-orc, if that would be within your realm of possibilities.
The west,
Gate.
outside the west gate, yeah. Yeah, just to make it easier to walk around. So the western side of the side that
What she said.
I don't understand what she is saying.
All right.
I'm afraid I can only communicate with you.
I forgot about that. My bad. The west side of the fjord specifically.
This I can do. If you would all like to climb on my back.
climb.
All right. Hop
Climbing
on,
up.
everybody.
Here we go.
Woo!
You climb up, and as the rock takes off into the night, you know, your group kind of finding the familiar grip on the back of the feathers and taking back up into the sky where it is relatively safe for you up here as long as you don't fall. You start making your way over the mountain range and towards Hafiori. So, for brevity's sake here, we're going to skip the travel. Everyone, if you want it, you can do one thing on the rock or with the rock, or in the group on the way there. So, I am aware that Felis doesn't want to do anything. He's muted.
I have one thing I wanted to do on the way there.
Okay.
During like resting period or whatever, during this, I want to, like, for my meditation for that night, I want to kind of try and put myself mentally back towards the like the sanctum that I visited.
Sure.
Basically kind of meditating on that, trying to kind of mentally reimagine like every detail I could remember of that place, and reach out to the Raven Queen again and ask if she could give me any more information that might help me find what this object is that she needs me to.
Okay. In doing so, across the 4 or so nights that you travel, the rest comes easy, feeling comfortable in the place that your mind drifts to now that you are aware of its surroundings and visualizing it almost as your own mind palace. It's a nice, somewhat odd, but nice feeling of serenity and peace being there. In doing so, you don't gather that any more information about the knife can be given to you, because the Raven Queen herself isn't exactly sure where it is. This is a quest for you to embark on.
I was more meaning as far as not like where the knife is, but as far as like history, if she could give me anything else that wasn't gleaned from the vision.
Right, okay. So in asking for that, there is no audible communication between you and her.
Yeah.
But there is kind of this sense of what she's given you is what you need to know.
Okay.
You know, it's not a cold like ignorance from her, but it is acknowledgement of you asking, but a disregard for any advice given.
Got it.
Okay, so that's Lakin. Izzy, do you want to do anything?
After the rock lands, if there's any feathers, should pick them up and put them in the bag of holding to sell, because I'm sure rock feathers are worth quite a bit.
Make an investigation check.
I can do that. That's intimidation.
Gonna intimidate the rock to drop some feathers.
An 8? Yeah. There are no loose ones on the ground when you land, but if you wanted to try and pluck one, you could.
No, no, we can't
You could
control it
try.
anymore.
Okay,
We
fair
don't
enough.
control over it.
The thought crosses your mind, but you opt against it.
Yeah.
Wade, anything from you?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Thyra?
Yeah. I wanna kind of pull Free, not really aside because it's not really a secret, but Free, do you think you could send a message for me?
Sure.
I would send one, but with, it's hard to write up here.
I'm assuming this would be a different day, but yes, she would have spell slots.
Could you just send a message to Shawnee saying thank you? It was perfect. I can't wait to come back to Recrovy.
Sure. I'll let her know it's from you. Free will send Shawnee a message for Thyra. Thyra says thank you for the present. It was perfect. And she looks forward to returning to Recrovy.
You send the message out, and the response comes, "It was no problem. I think the jumper was a better gift."
She says she thinks the jumper was a better gift and it was no problem.
Thyra looks down at the jumper she's still wearing. I agree.
So, Free, you want to do anything?
Yes. Frey needs to talk to Wade on a watch or something when they're alone.
Sure.
Wade.
Yes?
About the other night, I'm sorry I didn't give you an answer right away. I was just...
I don't know what you're talking about. What
You
other
haven't
night?
finished?
Oh, yep. Sure.
What I was going to say is I didn't give an answer because I couldn't believe that someone like you would like me. And I mean, you already know this, but I like you too. And I'm just it was just a surprise to hear it.
Oh.
I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, I'm not good at this either. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. It just after. I mean, I'm out of anybody you would know. Just after I died, and I saw the gate, and it just everything was kind of put into perspective for me. And I just realized how little time I have.
I completely understand that feeling. I mean, I had to go through it again, so yeah. It made it easier to understand this too.
I think one more trip and you might get a free ride.
It's not a ride I want to take anytime soon.
Yeah, let's hope not. I'll just kind of like hold her hand. I'll reach for her hand.
And she will take it.
Yeah, I'll just sit there. Unless she has anything else to say.
Nope. That is a lot for her.
Sure. So, on one particular night, as you saw across desert sands in a, clear sky, there is a very nice image and sense of peace as you sit on the back of this rock that is just gliding through the cloudless night and stare at the stars.
Should I give him the monkey to Isabel? It is sold.
No, not to me.
That's no. We keep flying off, but that's just right in there.
That's similar names. I get it.
You say this and you turn and you see Marcel grabbing his poop that he's done off the rock and just throwing it off. Is it? Woo!
Oops, shouldn't have made that canon.
Yep. So as you as you travel, you go from mountain range to this yellowed grass to where it intersects with sand and then sand and sand and sand. As you come back to familiar territory for you all, where you started your adventures
I never thought I'd miss this place.
here in
And
Emoris.
I haven't.
You return back to the familiar sights of desert.
The whole time, can I be on the lookout for a goat? I know it's the long shot, but I just
Make a perception check, Wade.
That Free almost died in.
Thanks, Izzy.
22.
That's the first time that I'm not gonna say that. It's creepy.
You, Wade, have keen eyes right now as you look feverishly and relentlessly for the signs of a goat in the middle of the desert, and nothing strikes your attention.
Damn it.
Whenever we land, like whenever we get to half-orc, I have something I want to do. Real quick. Just real quick.
So, as you travel, it gets to the 4th day. Since you left at night, towards the evening time, you begin to see the visage of a settlement, very large, appear in the distance over in one of the large sort of desert dunes that are here. A visage of, large sandstone walls, sort of in this jagged, angular patterning, surrounded by large but dead, dried wooden beams. A city with layers to it, a large sort of base platform, and then in the center an elevated ring, and then in the center of that an elevated ring. As you coast down and towards the western side, keeping a fair distance away so as not to get attacked by the denizens of the city.
Could Freed message Jewel quickly and be like, we're in sight of the city, so that he knows, we arrived early?
Sure. The response comes and he says, noted. Through the west gate. As you begin to soar downwards, and eventually find purchase in the dunes, as Goth, flaps his wings and you see bits of sand spray outwards, almost causing a mini dune in the dune that you land on. And eventually finding his footing there and bowing his head down for you all to climb off.
We'll climb off. I'll stand in front of him. I don't know if he can still understand me or not, but I'm gonna hope he can. And I'm just going to say out loud, appreciate the help that you provided us. I understand that I can't obviously demand that you help us anymore, but I would appreciate it if we could at least stay friends of sorts.
You feel the rock kind of make eye contact with you from a sideways perspective. The eyes kind of piercing through yours, and you hear the voice telepathically say, "You are much more kind and noble than my last master. Our friendship will continue, but I do not know how you will contact me again."
Would I know if sending works towards animals, or is it just people?
Sending probably could work to an animal if the caster was under a Speak with Animals spell.
Noted.
Potentially.
Noted. Okay.
He continues and says, "I appreciate you releasing me from these chains. And I hope we see each other again.
As do I. Stay safe, my friend."
And you.
Reading sending, the spell enables a creature with a intelligence score of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
There you go.
Oh yeah, let's understand the meaning. That's right.
You could send it back to the rock and you'd hear back.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
But he would
I could
understand.
ask it to come meet us, and
Yeah.
then Thyra could talk to it whenever it gets here.
it would understand. Sure, that's fine.
But wouldn't Alakian also understand the meaning of the message though? Because that's how sending works.
Who knows? We'll see.
I would.
We'll see if he takes it.
Yeah.
But with that,
I've
the
already
rock
thought about it for
sort
other
of-
reasons.
rears upwards and stretches out the wings. And as it begins to flap the wings again, you Alakian feel in your pocket where you keep it, something crumble into dust and disappear from this plane of existence.
Aw, I was hoping I could at least keep it as a memento. Damn it.
As it begins to flap
Desert.
away.
I'll carve
You
your
don't
little
like it?
whistle out of the bone of our next person we kill.
There's already sand in my boots.
There's sand everywhere on me. Let's get
Oh.
to the town.
Let's get inside the city, shall we?
So, you turn your attention to the large city and begin to track there, cutting through the sand dunes. And there is a road coming from it. You guys weren't parked on the road because that would also give reason to attack the rock. You were a little ways off, but you eventually do intersect with it and begin walking towards the city walls. And as you do so, you do see a large sandstone wall with sort of like these not particularly intricate, but rugged carvings of some design into the base of them that are I'm dying. That are like segregated by.
Stay away from the light.
Hold on, you guys.
Or go into it.
Do
I'm
you need
choking on
water?
something. No, I'm good.
Put your arms up.
Probably.
They are segregated
hands
by
up.
these large wooden beams. The wall maybe goes like 20, 25 feet up, and there are guards in a familiar red and gold uniform on top of it. You see, as you approach, one of them say, I can speak now. Holy shit. You see one of them say, Halt! Silver goats!
Yes, that'd be us.
Hey, look at that, being recognized.
Come inside the wall and wait.
Ugh.
All right.
Well, it's
Oh
off to a
no, let's give him
good
the
start
benefit of
already.
the doubt.
Just fucking, he could be here himself. Fucking be nice about it.
We literally messaged him not that long ago. You see how big the city
Like
is?
5 minutes ago.
So, you guys are
He's
let
a
inside.
wizard, he can teleport, it's fine.
Let inside the walls, which are large wooden, sort of dead grey wood. That sort of the doors open up, and you enter into the city. You see Tarket officers that stand there and just, watch you, not, because you're criminals or anything, but just acknowledging that you're there and that you've been told to wait. And you look forward to see a massive, sprawling city from where you are. Small houses of they're kind of reminiscent of Big Daki, not the best condition, sort of like busted up, old dead trees and windows that aren't really carved but just sort of been pushed out before another Tarket officer. This one is female, appears to be maybe elven of some sort, begins walking up, spear and shield in tow, says, So, you're the Silver Goats, is that right?
Yes.
That right?
You have mighty fine permission to be here. If you'd like to follow me, I will take you to the glass cabinet.
Thank you very much.
We'll
Sure.
probably end up
Glass
breaking that.
cabinet.
Yeah, probably not a good
Yeah,
idea.
I'm kind of like a bull in a china shop. I can
Yeah.
only imagine what I'd do with a glass cabinet.
Just don't throw stones, it's fine.
I
It,
think it's the last name of the council.
Yeah, it ain't no real cabinet. Okay.
It's
Made of
made out
glass.
of glass, though. That's the
What's it called? The
important
glass?
part.
What's it called? A glass? I guess the cabinet, like a government's, like the cabinet of a government. What's it called? Glass, though.
Well, I'm sure you can talk to your Friend,
I
the
mean, Will's a
councilman.
pretty big guy too. Wouldn't
No,
he
no,
raise
no,
the
no.
glass?
You're here with us right now. I'm asking you, bud.
I don't really get much permission to be in that ring of the city myself, so
Sure. Fair enough, alright.
I don't spend much time there. I don't know how much glass is in it, but it is part glass.
Well, there we are.
So
Thank you for the
tread
answer.
lightly.
We won't throw stones. We won't get in fights.
Well, I don't know why he called you. And she begins marching you through the city streets. As you go,
It's only start fights we finish.
you get a general idea of what's on this side of the city, on the western side. You do clock an inn not far off in sort of the mid-section of the western side of it. Coming through the main road, you eventually start to see, as you sort of get halfway through the sprawling mess of lesser houses, see houses that start to increase in quality. Ones that are made of a little bit more stone and sandstone. You see the city streets start to get a little bit nicer. And eventually, coming through, you find yourself in the middle of this very, very large tented area with peddlers and shops sprawled out everywhere. There are maybe 20, 30, 40 different individual stalls here. Asking your guide, she informs you that this place is called the Crimson Bazaar. And it is full of shit. A lot of people here too. As you sort of walk through
Animals?
Free's just kind of tucking important things in front of her to keep them safe. Because there's too many people and she's nervous.
Yeah. You make a perception check, Thara, for me.
21.
You don't see any animals immediately around you. Up top, you do see this trio of circling vultures that are just sort of ever present on top of this part of the city. The other thing that you note is, at one point, not far off ahead of you, you see a kid, maybe 14 years old, a young boy, in kind of this vest, is sort of perusing around some fruit as the shop owner behind the counter is talking to someone else, and he just picks up something and puts it behind his back underneath the vest. And the shopkeeper immediately flags this and starts yelling as the kid runs off and is chased. And then the person that he was talking to grabs a bunch of fruit and puts it in. Another kid, maybe 15, 16 years old. And she just runs the other way.
About how much worth of food did they steal?
I'd say four pieces of fruit that were circular, kind of this orangish green color, maybe that big.
But in monetary, how much?
Make an age check for me to see if you know what the fruit is.
Like a
8.
mango.
Who knows?
I'll give... As we pass, I'll just nonchalantly, give them a gold. For whatever they stole.
The shop owner?
Yeah.
The shop owner is gone. It's chasing one of the kids down somewhere. But you can put it on the counter if you want or something.
Are there any large plants in this area, or that I saw as we were flying over?
Not much in the way of transport via plants. More so fronds and things like that. You get the sense coming into the city, in the upper areas, there may be some trees or something that you could find, but definitely not down here.
Did I see any when we flew in?
You probably would have seen a couple of cactuses or a palm tree somewhere. I'll say you got a high passive perception. I'll say you saw a small clustering of palm trees around right there that you could probably use.
Okay. Because I know for Big Dacky it was a day or two away that I've seen something big enough.
Mm-hmm. Plant life is not overtly common here.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, your guide leads you through the Crimson Bazaar and then out past it a number of, 100 feet before the slope starts to come in. an upward slope that she starts leading you up. That is behind another smaller wall. Not so much, highly built, but kind of strong, sturdy sandstone with somewhat nice carving in it. A little bit nicer than the outside wall, with target on top and on the outsides of the doorway. As she nods, they open the door and you are let in and up a number of stairs to a second level of the city. This level is nicer, for sure nicer. This has bigger houses made of beautifully carved, intricately designed sandstone with tile roofs and better, nicer paved roads made of cobbled stone. Immediately the atmosphere sort of changes from more of the rabble of the city to a little bit posher. Your guide takes you forward and off to the left a little bit to the northern area of this platform. And you can see upwards to the east of you where the third level is and the final one. It's behind another wall, but you can see, Thyra, just a glimpse of some plant life above there, as well as a very, very large building. But you don't go that way. You go to the north side, through a number of winding streets before you eventually come to a beautiful sandstone building of these circular but pointed roofs that are made almost entirely of glass, except for the very tips of them, which are made of some kind of stone with flags coming out of the top of them. The walls have their own intricately designed carvings and beautiful architecture. And as she opens the wide arching doors, you see her go to the front desk and say, "All right, silver goats are here. You can form councilman duel."
You said this
The guy
place
nods.
wasn't glass.
No, I said it was part glass. The name is the Glass Cabinet.
Okay, yep.
Technically he said it wasn't a cabinet.
Oh, right.
It's all above your heads, at least the most of it.
And cabinet again refers to a collection of government.
Yeah.
It's a government word.
Yeah, no, it's not that concerned me. It was the glass part. It's okay.
All right, we're all good.
Hey. You guys stand around for
Okay,
about...
all my
Made out
sharp
of being
things.
glass. It'll be so hot inside, just oh, the sun.
You look up and around the roof, there are a number of different open vents that come in. You get the sense the glass is not necessarily for purpose, but more so recognizability and design.
Yep.
And you would know this, especially Izzy, because you're from dwarven cities.
Yeah.
They're all about structure.
Mm-hmm.
You guys wait around in this area for about 10 minutes before you see the guy come back, flanked by one full orc individual in familiar mustard-colored robes, long goatee, and completely shaved head apart from this long braid that comes up about a foot and then drapes all the way back down. A very regal atmosphere comes Councilman Urzog Duel around to the front, sort of looks at you all. All right, it's about time you got here. Follow me.
Look, Izzy,
adventure.
sorry.
He begins leading you through long hallways that are, very nice, carpeted and beautiful. Is there anything I want to talk to Duel about on the way there?
Hey,
How's the
Duel,
wife?
I don't have a wife.
How do you spell your name?
D-U-U-L.
No, Urzog.
U-R-Z-O-G.
You're Zid guy, huh?
It's all good.
Yes, my accent is Cockney, which means I'm English.
God damn it.
I know about genies.
What do I know about genies? Is that what you asked? Well, I think we'll get to that. As he
Oh shit!
leads you
Wait, are
through
you a
these.
genie? Is that why you got the thing?
No.
So it does have to do with all of this. Lovely.
Don't make me regret bringing you up here.
Oh,
Oh,
that's my one mission today.
as he pulls you up to a large doorway. Don't embarrass yourselves.
That's very hard to do.
Pushes
Now I'm
open the door.
frightened.
I think we would embarrass you before we'd embarrass ourselves.
Yeah, I would actively try to embarrass you.
Pushes open the door and then walks in, and you follow him into a very large open chamber with a long desk or table with like a number of different chairs around the sides. On top of the table is a large map with a dagger stuck into it, and sitting across from the table is a woman who appears to be elven, in this like long, elegant blue coat, flat silver hair that comes back down, very beautiful and refined features. Who is just sitting there, like sitting on a chair, plucking at a harp that you instantly pick up on. Not playing a tune, but just plucking at it gently. As he walks in, she sort of puts the harp away and stands up. He snaps, and two Tarket officers that are by the door on the other side sort of close it, push it shut. He says, "Silver Goats, Councilwoman Othissus Kyphine." And she sort of bows a little bit. "Pleasure to meet you. I've heard many stories."
All of them bad, I assume.
Well, most.
Pleasure to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you.
Charmed. And she sort of walks around and stands next to the map, and Dor follows. "All right, come here."
I'll walk over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You walk over, and he puts his hand on the map and shows you all the area. The dagger is pointed right here in the middle of this lake.
Ooh.
He says, "So, I'll waste no time. I brought you all here because I am suspecting that I have found the location of another one of your red items. And I figured you could help me get it.
Sure.
I believe it's here, in this lake. This is called Lake Ajal.
I know about this lake.
You, Thyra, also know the name, which is Orcish, which appears... It's a rough translation. It's a little off from what it normally is, but it means Lake Divide.
It's on the border.
It is on the border. He goes on to continue and says, "I've done a brief casing of the lake. Couldn't find anything on top of the surface, but I suspect it's somewhere underneath. Now, I was in the pit where we all found you lot. And inspecting the walls over there, I have a brief understanding of the lore behind this thing. I suspect that it is under there for a very obvious reason. Only issue is I can't get under there. And in addition to that, I figured I'd bring you along since you owe me a favor. And I figured this would be of interest for you. Here's what I need from you. Get me into the lake. We'll do a casing of the bottom of the surface, or a bottom of the sediment there. See what we can find. The Lady Othissus will join us on this because she is accustomed to such a thing." And she just sort of smiles and nods. "When we're in there, I don't know what we will find, but I suspect it is some underground vault, containment chamber, something. I don't suspect it'll be that simple when we get in there, so I will need protection from you. And if this is the item in question, and we find it, it comes back with me."
As long as you know the danger you're putting yourself in keeping it when the Scorched Right is looking for it.
I am well aware of the danger. I would be open to considering a deal with you if you had not already lost two of them.
Oh, hold on.
Technically, we lost. No,
What?
wrong accent. You're dead. stay buried.
Oh,
Burned. Mistake.
Jesus.
We own. Damn it! now I can't-
Unfortunately, you did not lose one. You know, en route when you gave that orb over to the Iron Watch, it was transported in a caravan, supposed to go to the Zenith, where they would keep it, protect it, monitor it. That caravan was attacked and the orb was stolen.
That answers
Cool.
the next question, so that one's gone too.
So that's what's the caravan we're hearing about.
So that's the Earn Route one. The one in the pit was gone. Isaac had one, and that's been taken.
4.
The one from Aegeus is gone, taken.
At the
That's where it's
mention,
coming from.
at the mention of Viseek, his eyebrow raises. He had one.
At first, we assumed it was the one from Aaron.
Yeah,
We thought it was the same, but it's a separate. So that's 3, maybe 4 if one of those came from the pit, but at least 5 with the one in the...
There was nothing from the pit when we got there. It was already gone.
That's what I'm saying. We don't know where the one in Urgren came from, or the one in...
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll insight check.
Sorry.
pit.
Crit
Like-
20. 21.
He is being truthful. There is nothing to suggest that he is lying to you about that.
How far can I stretch this? Is he lying about anything? Because I've literally just been listening. Because I've always been suspicious of Duel, so I'm curious.
Duel is a pragmatic and logical man. His attention seems to be innately focused on this. He is bringing you in not so that you can get the orb. You get that. He's not bringing you in so you can get the orb. He's bringing you in so you can keep him safe. Probably because you've dealt with people who want the orb.
That's fair.
That doesn't make me feel better. That just makes me feel like he wants all the orbs for his nefarious purposes.
That's what you get from that insight check.
Okay.
How much of the lore do you understand? Because I did some magic and found out a bit of important information.
Well, from what I can gather from my digging, we know about the Watchers. This thing is probably one of them. I'm aware
It
that
is
the orbs
one of
are a
them.
prize that it wants to reclaim for some reason.
Not quite.
Go on.
And Free will hand him her notes and just be like, it is Kaimal. The orbs are his power sealed away. The more he gets back, the stronger he's going to be. Scorchright are the ones trying to recover it, which includes a Ifriti that escaped to the fire elemental plane. That the ice one was on his side but then disappeared before the end. All that fun stuff. And then where the orbs they know about disappeared from.
Mhm.
And their attacks are escalating.
He takes a long look over the notes and reads over them diligently. And follows up and says, "This is a little more than I know, so I'm glad that I'm bringing you on. My suspicion is that the Ifriti is this creature that wants these orbs back. That's why it recovered it from your tribe. So, we'll have to be on the lookout for it. At the first sign of trouble with that, I would like to get out and away from it because I don't want it to cause too much of a fuss before we know how to kill it properly."
So you don't know how to kill it properly.
Well, I can hit it as much as I like. I'm worried it's too strong.
Before we go to this lake and
Do you
get
know
this
what?
orb,
Have you ever looked at one?
An Ifriti.
No, the orb. An orb. Have you actually laid eyes on one?
I'm afraid I have not, but I understand what they look like.
But you don't know what they do. They make people angry.
I only know now what you've told me. I didn't get any more information than that from my studies.
Right. So, as I was saying, before we go to the lake and get this orb, can you construct or have constructed a lead box? Thyra's tribe was storing the orb in some sort of box that seemed to keep it safe until the box was opened.
I already have one.
Oh,
As does Thyra.
right.
I was gonna say first I got the one that we had it in.
It is a
Perfect.
good suggestion, and I appreciate the counsel. I've thought well ahead for this.
Okay.
So, here's what I need from you. And I assume, looks over to you, Thyra, that you will be able to help us get under the water for a significant period of time
That
so
won't
we
be a
can find
problem.
this.
I can
Good.
get us under the water.
I don't know what we'll find when we're down there. So, keep your wits about you, and remember everything that you've learned. Would you mind, turning to Free, if I were to keep these for tonight and return them tomorrow?
It's fine.
I appreciate that. Alright, I will teleport us there at
Well,
dawn.
What do we get for help? I mean, I know this is a favor, but we might get attacked by this genie again.
You get a spoil of the rewards, as intended. Any rewards we find down there will be split evenly amongst us all. But the orb stays with me.
Sure.
So I have a question then. If this Esprit does attack us while we're there, do you have a means of getting us out quickly, or no?
That is also why I'm bringing the lady. She sort of pipes up and says, I too can teleport. We will use the 7th level spell to get there, and we'll be back in Half-Orc by the end of the day.
Do you
Supposedly, from what Mr. Dool has said, this thing should not be exposed for much long. Otherwise, they'll get a bead on us. So we'll put it in the chest, teleport it here, and be done.
Do you by any chance have a circle here? Because if so,
That's what I was going to say.
I gesture over to Wade. He could also help in getting us out real fast. If you have a circle he can steady.
Yeah, I'm an expert teleporter, so, you know.
We do have a circle here. It is not open to civilians or mercenaries.
We're barely civilians and we're hardly mercenaries.
But if
Either
something were
way,
to happen,
What if you were to open it up to a member of a prominent tribe in another country?
Aye, diplomatic relations and all that.
make a persuasion check, Thyra.
Oh god.
can
I-
I Free
can I
add
just-
her point that I was?
What was the
being-
point?
Her point was going to be, if it's so dangerous, don't you think we should have a backup to teleport us out in case something were to happen?
He-
is dead, but
He
says
makes a
it'll work.
point of saying that he also has a teleportation circle spell. I'll give you the advantage.
This is what I was going to say. Because I was on the same track as Thyra, I was going to say the same thing. I was going to say, that way, if we ever need to do business again, we can get here lickety-split.
Okay, so Thyra, roll persuasion with advantage for me.
20.
The 20 is pretty good. He thinks it over for a second and turns to Lady Kaifine, who sort of gives him a furrowed brow, not exactly approving of the idea. And he sits there for a second. You're right. It would be better, just in case. Teleportation Circle as a spell takes a while to cast. So, if we are going to do that, we better be somewhere safe beforehand.
Right.
I'll take you to there tonight. I've arranged quarters for you in a nearby inn. We leave at dawn. Is there any questions?
Do you know if a genie is like a devil and they have to be killed in their own plane in order for them to actually be dead?
As far as I'm aware, they can be killed wherever. The hard part is killing them.
Yeah, we already know that.
Yeah.
When a genie grants wishes, is one of the rules that you can't wish if the genie kills itself. Say it.
Okay. I will meet you back here at dawn.
Okay.
For now, I will escort you to your inn. Make sure you get a good night's sleep. Come.
All
And he
right.
starts walking out.
Nice to meet you, Mom. I mean, ma'am. Puts the bag on the head.
She sort of grins a little bit and says, "Nice to meet you."
Oh boy.
As Duel leads you through the winding streets here, taking you off not too far away, maybe 20 or so minutes through this second level of Half-orc towards a very nice inn. As you come out the exit of it, or the entrance, he says, "Right, meet you back at the cabinet at dawn. You've got a little bit of time right now. I suggest you get some sleep. Tomorrow will be a heavy day.
Will do.
We'll see you then."
See you in the morning.
Where is it? Sorry, I'm not from a big city. Is there anywhere near-ish outside of town, this city, for hunting?
It depends. You like sandworms?
What is a sandworm?
It's a big worm that eats people under the sand.
I think we fought one of those, right?
Scorpions. Did we find
Oh,
sand?
they were scorpions. You're right. They were
Did
scorpions.
we? In that whole thing, was that the worms?
They came out of the sand, though, so you can see the...
Yeah.
I don't think you'll have time to hunt anyway. Just meet me back at the cabinet at dawn.
Right. One last thing. If we need to stock up on supplies like potions, where's the best place to go?
Well, you could go to the Crimson Bazaar. But if you go in there, keep your coin pouch close.
That's pretty dangerous.
Does anybody around here sell veal?
Sure, have a look around. Anyway, I must be off.
Good night.
Turns and leaves. He's stoic and cold on the exterior. So, nothing that you're unaccustomed to. Okay, so you guys have the night. You're going to be spending almost all of it asleep. But is there anything anyone specifically wants to do here in Half-orc?
I want to grab some potions.
I want to find some veal, which is baby cow brains.
Okay, so Thyra, make an investigation check for me.
12.
12. You're not really finding any veal. You get the sense
Veal-ish.
there are a couple of uppity restaurants here in town. You don't really fit the part going into it, not least of all because of your big, thick green jumper with your face on it that is making you sweat a little bit in the heat. But even underneath, the people here are very higher class. And it would probably cost a fair amount to get some. So...
Very
No.
cool. Looks like you're gonna have to deal with some good berries for a little bit longer. I tried.
I understand. So, Wade...
Yeah, I have a little bit of a strategy to this. Gonna take my... I'm only gonna... So I'm gonna... I think we're gonna go to the inn first or whatever. Like, can I do some fast forwarding? If not, that's fine. I could just do... Never mind. You know what?
Yeah,
Okay, so
absolutely.
yeah, all right. So I take 300 gold, leave it with free.
Free staying at the inn so she can watch your things. It's fine.
And then I take the rest of my gold and split it into 50 gold pouches. So like I split it into 50 gold in each pouch in case a pouch gets stolen. Only 50 gold to get stolen. And
Sure.
then I'm gonna ask a lake inn to watch my back. I'm not getting robbed tonight.
What time of
Okay.
night is it, Equa, right now?
You're again probably looking at 9 or 10 in the evening.
Okay. All right, that's fine. I can do that, I suppose.
Thanks, bud. And then I go
So-
find the potion store.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me, Wade.
Copy that.
And you can do it with advantage because the link is helping you.
Yeah. Oh no! Can he roll?
Yeah, if he wants to.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Lakey, and you roll.
Okay. Oh. First one's a 17. So.
That's good enough. Looking around the Crimson Bazaar, you do find some peddlers here that have potions off and on. There is no real store in the bazaar that sells one thing. Everyone's kind of just taking from each other and giving to each other, and it's basically who can get the best price. I'll say you can find 3 potions of healing regular and 2 of greater healing. For your standard cost, 50 gold, 250 or 150 gold.
Okay, so it's 100 gold with me, I want to say.
If you wanted to buy them all, it would be 450.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll buy them all.
Okay. And both of you make perception checks for me.
All right.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad.
24.
Yeah,
11.
taking the average here. People are shifty in the city. You definitely get eyes being outsiders, but thankfully, anyone who comes up near you, Wade, kind of like watches and makes sure that they don't come too close. None of your money is stolen.
I give him the stink eye.
Yeah. He just walks off. And so,
Mission accomplished. I'll come back.
anything else?
I just come back with the potions. Anybody potionless in this here party?
I
Probably.
I don't think anybody has a potion right now. I don't think anybody has potions.
Right.
I have 2.
No, I bought
Oh,
diamonds
that's right, I forgot.
instead.
So, free dearest, here you go. Give her a greater healing potion. I'm gonna keep the other greater healing potion. I'll give.
I give free a look at that.
And I give Thyra
Blank
regular.
face, no reaction.
a Lakey and regular, and I'll keep another regular. So I'll have 2. Yeah.
Okay. Sure thing.
You want to see her? She has a 21 in performance. She looks normal.
Chaos speaks to you, free, and says, "You seem to be getting closer with the elf."
I swear to God, if you message me with that voice again, Isabel.
I'm the one talking, not her.
Ignored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore.
He's just like,
Ignored.
not about that. He's a prick.
So, unless there's anything anyone else wants to do specifically, we'll go ahead and fast forward through the night.
I don't have anything.
I want to write a letter to Shawnee, but that I'll send it to you.
Okay, sure thing. So, waking up the next morning after a very nice, calm, soothing night of sleep in very well-made and illustrious bedrooms, you will awaken and make your way back to the glass cabinet, where you see the 2 figures that you are traveling with, Duel and Lady Kaifine, standing there, Duel kind of like with his head in his hands and sort of rubbing it.
You seem to have a shitty day.
No, not shitty. Smarten yourselves up a bit.
Oh, someone
No.
tagging along you weren't expecting.
Yep, you are in the presence of royalty today. I would like to introduce you to the monarch. Rogiator. And he sort of says with this big sigh, as you see sitting around the corner, illustriously, beautifully plated in very elegant and expensive looking armor and a shield, another orcish man, sort of like brief chin stubble coming through beneath a helmet that is encrusted with gems and diamonds, talking to about 4 guards that are currently flanking him.
I kind of look at the group like, you guys are in the presence of royalty every day.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at the other queen we just travel around
Yeah.
with casually.
Oh, right, Your Highness, as your
Equa,
friends
Yes.
greeted you.
looking at the guards and the monarch, can I size up how much combat experience these guys actually have just from looking at them?
The guards are not there to stay. The guards are there as an escort through the city. They're royal guards, but they're, whatever.
Mhm.
The monarch is in pretty pristine armor. Doesn't appear to have been damaged particularly much. There are a couple of... Make a perception check.
I can do that. That's a 10.
10. Looks really shiny. You see as he notices you guys talking to Duel, sort of turns and nods to the guards, and they have a little word, and he waves them off, and they go. And he walks up to you all. Right then, you must be the Silver Goats, is that right?
Oh, I am
It is.
the matriarch of the
It's-
Mountain Baron tribe.
Your Highness, and he gives a bow.
She'll take off her sweater and gently fold it up. Reluctantly. And she actually looks fairly regal because she's in like white and gold,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to what she was wearing before, which was a lot of like dark browns, black.
You see him like acknowledge the new appearance and give it a nod, and he puts his arm around Duel, kind of like in a buddy way, and says, "Urzog's been telling me all about you. You've made quite the stories for yourself. Word has been getting around."
Man.
Unfortunately, most of them are probably true.
And
Fair
bad.
enough.
I don't know. I feel like we get a bad shake sometimes.
Well, the
I
last
if you're a
thing...
fan,
He's blamed for a lot of other people's things.
It's
We do,
true.
get blamed for a lot of shit other people fuck up, yeah.
We're thinking about
Last thing that I
rebranding
heard
to the
was that
Punching
you were the
Goats.
heroes of Urnroot. So,
That is true.
That is, we did do that. Yeah, no, that's ours.
Urzog's lucky to have you on his side. And you see
Mm.
Duel is kind of just like looking up and kind of frowning a little bit, waiting for this all to pass.
trying
Oh.
not to just
Are you
push to
coming
a
with us?
phase.
Are you a fighting kind of matriarch? Or are you sit behind while other people do your dirty work?
Oh no, I absolutely am the kind of fighter that
So-
I'm sure Urzog's been telling you all about my exploits.
I see
Oh,
the family
absolute-
resemblance.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely. So that means you're coming with us, right?
Absolutely,
You're on
wouldn't
the front
trust.
lines?
Well, I wouldn't want Urzog here to get hurt or anything, would I?
Of course not.
So, how well do you know each other?
Oh, perfectly. We're basically brothers. And Duel goes, "All right, that's enough. Is everyone ready to go?"
I mean, it'd be nice to be on the front lines with another matriarch. I don't see that every day.
Nice, true.
You see Yator kind of like give a smile and like a think about it. I suppose that will be good then.
Is this a female or a male? Or
He's a male.
okay. I might just be stupid. Doesn't matriarch mean female?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Thyra's calling him the matriarch. He's just not correcting her.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I was confused for a
He's
second. I thought,
the patriarch. but-
yeah.
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 Yes.
Yeah, there is no king or queen in Kaseri. It's just the monarch. So
Yeah.
It was the not correcting. I was like, I must have misheard, and this is a woman.
make an insight check for me, Wade.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh no.
Thyra's definitely, if this
No,
person
it's
is coming along, she's keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, you get the sense he's happy to be here. There is very clearly a strong bond between him and Duel, although Duel is not really a particularly open book. and doesn't like to be talked about like that. This guy is a lot more comfortable. He's not correcting Thyra because he wants to be polite, but there is also some respect there for her being a matriarch and him being a monarch.
Just for a second, Chaos reaches out to the king.
Oh
to the
God,
monarch,
no.
and just says, "Happy to have you along, Your Highness."
You watch as he is sort of looking at you all and then freezes and looks over and looks towards Duel, and Duel's like frowning at him. He shakes his head. As you all gather up, Duel says, "Right, no one say anything to him.
Well, I plan on saying a lot of things to him.
Is everyone ready?"
Yes.
Yes.
Hold on. Is there a
Roar.
monkey daycare anywhere?
Just
You-
bring him.
Marcel,
Oh,
you'll be
afraid-
fine, right? Okay.
Before we go, how many? Does it take one diamond or is it a bunch of?
Well,
Oh, it says diamonds. Could I get some of those diamonds? Just in case.
of course. You need revivify ones, right?
Oh, yeah, that to do.
Okay, I have 3 worth 300 each, so 1 will do for 1 spell.
All right. So I need just in case bad things happen.
If they do, they're in this pouch on my bag, if you need more than 1. I can't really use them, but...
Did not really prepare any, healthy kind of spells, but I will do the best that I can.
I can keep us healthy as long as I don't go down myself again. Dying twice... No, 3? 3? Am I 3 now? Technically,
You're 3.
one was the same death. It's been a long adventure. Oh boy. But yes, I have 3 of them. You can have 1 or 2. Which
All
one
right,
would you-
Joel. Do you want to hear the good points before we go?
It's not. And he clasps his hands together and does a couple motions and holds them out. And you all begin to feel your
One, two.
your bodies shift as he focuses and says a word and opens his eyes, and you all disappear from this part of Half-orc. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Ooh.
So, we will be back here next Monday to continue this part of the story. Just about got through everything that I thought we would get through this episode. So, we are about on track. Look at that. So, we'll be back here next Monday to continue the story. Thank you everyone so much for coming out. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. As always, catch Rhyme on Wednesday and Find Out on Sunday. But with that, let's keep making stories together. And we'll see you next Monday. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.